Well, g'day footy fans. Welcome to the new look Brighton Oval. Footy's been a part of Brighton for over 135 years and they've won over 50 flags. But never have they been in a Division 1 grand final. Today, as the sole undefeated team, they have a chance to increase their hopes by taking on the Goodwood Saints. But Goodwood will not be easy beats. They pulled off the big upset last week, have won 2 in a row and have got to keep winning to stay in the finals hunt. This is Matchday Live.
Good afternoon and welcome to Matchday Live. Today's coverage is at the home of the undefeated Brighton Bombers. The top of the ladder Bombers are about to do battle with the Goodwood Saints. Your live stream today is brought to you by Filming Footy in conjunction with Dartfish and Sports Interactive. And now, here's your expert commentary team, Phil Herden, Tony Neal and Ben Tippett.
Well, g'day footy fans and welcome to Brighton Oval on a cold and blustery August afternoon. OCR Division 1, our live stream broadcast at Sports Interactive and the Filming Footy team. Thanks to our big sponsors, catch.com.au, screaming good deals. Hope they've got some good deals on jackets today because they will be plenty needed. The Brighton Bombers, top of the ladder, new club rooms, looking to maybe get into their first Div 1 grand final in their history, up against the Goodwood Saints, who started poorly with 3 losses but have gone back-to-back, including a big scalp of Ross Trevor last week. My name's Phil Herden, part of your commentary team this afternoon. I'm joined by the voice of the Adelaide Footy League, the coach's coach, Tony Neal. Good afternoon, Tony.
Oh, Phil, good afternoon, and good afternoon, Ben. And listen, looking forward to this one, aren't we, Brighton? We saw them last week, outstanding game, and they are very strong, mate. And just on a little offside to the viewers, went upstairs and had a look at the new club here today, and it is magnificent. It's the Taj Mahal II, I think. Very nice it is. Got a couple of photos up in there, not of myself, but of the facility. And yeah, fantastic. It's going to be the balconies, chockers. There's a huge crowd to our right down here, and we're in a fantastic spot to bring the viewers a fantastic game day. We may get a little bit of rain. The wind is going to the left of screen today. Let's just see how we go. The
tarps are out, the jackets are on. We will have the Elders weather app, but, well, he's picked a beautiful day to join us. Jacko is on assignment, so stepping into the box, out of the weather, is our intrepid boundary rider / debutant commentator, Ben Tippett. Welcome, Ben.
Thanks very much, Phil. Nice to be up here with you boys today. As you said, it's a freezing day down at ground level, so very, very happy to be sitting up here in this fantastic setup we've got.
Yes, we are. And you're looking at the B-grade game at the moment. Only 1 goal each at the half, but it's warmed up in the second. The scoring end is to your left. That is the way Goodwood and the Red Jumpers are going. And right now, they've just kicked ahead by 5 points. 4 goals, 10-34 to 4-5-29.
And do you recognise the umpire at all, just throwing that up?
He's blowing the whistle, as he does on our show, Colin Rouston.
That is the great man.
The umpire's manager.
There he is.
Yeah, he's still got there, controlling play, keeping things organised. Alrighty, let's get into the teams, and there is none better in the ODR Division 1 at the moment than our home club, the Brighton Bombers. Here's their season so far. Now, you might say they opened up with a couple of easier wins, Athelston and only Mercedes, although they were on the road. Payneham Norwood Union was a home game. They had to play at Edwardstown due to construction here. But it's their last 2 weeks, Tony, Princes and St. Peter's. We saw them last week. Very impressive. They're 5-0 with 4 games to go.
Yeah, Brighton Bombers, they're going to be a good watch today. And I'm going to throw to you, Ben. Geez, there's a few different names in here, isn't there?
There are.
And now, what have you got for us on Brighton?
On Brighton? Or Goodwood for me?
No.
Alrighty, well, let's talk about the Brighton Bombers based on what we saw. We might do this as a trio, gentlemen. Some strategies and keys to the game on Brighton. We might get up in a second. So, strong understanding. Tony, what have you got?
Yeah,
for us
I
here?
wrote that out, didn't I?
You did.
See,
You
I'm
did.
doing Brighton.
No, you're just testing me. It's good.
Yeah,
You
I'll tell you what.
always blame the understudy, so
I've been
you
here.
can have
I've
that
been
one.
here a fair while. It's a bit cold, and the coffee's about to kick in. But we don't want excuses. We want results. So Brighton, here they are. The strategy's strong understanding and team play through the back line. They link up very well, and there wasn't much fumbling around them. I've got a little bit of a theory though. They tend to have it, if they have it in the middle of the ground, they'll chip out to one side. They won't go from half-back flank to half-back flank or back pocket, because they only did that 3 times last week defensively. They have trust and understanding amongst their players. The second one is they have the ability to win clearances no matter which team wins the ruck tap, and they've got a very good ruckman for the opposition today, Tom Carter, we saw recently. Now, when he wins the tap, it'll be interesting to see whether Brighton can get hold of it or whether Goodwood can actually clear it. So they are very good at that. Excellent composure. Really keep an eye on this. There's elite level composure and execution of skills under pressure. I reckon equal with Prince Alfred, if not better. That is a big call.
Number 1 defensive team in the competition. Probably, and they held the most attacking team, St. Peter's, scoreless in the first quarter last week. Probably would have been a bit disappointed. Tony, they let a few goals in late. But otherwise, it was a pretty good effort last week.
They are, for the viewers at home, they are an actual great team to watch because they link up and you get not so much the end-to-end stuff, but you might get 4 or 5, 6 possessions, and sometimes it's a kick through the middle, sometimes it's a handball and carry. Some teams just have a certain way of doing it. They mix it up. And the other one I really like, number 22, there's a big lead-up player that gives them a target up forward, and he comes out over and over. He's repeated, and it's Tarquin Brown. Yep. And our players to watch today, I've got Tarquin Brown on there and Benjamin Tate. So Benjamin Tate, you'll see, is on a probably a half-back flank, back pocket, sort of floats through there. He's the architect through there, and really good user of the ball, runs on well, fantastic skills. Tarquin Brown at the other end. So I've gone away from midfielders today, and I've said Tarquin Brown's that lead up. He leads up outside 50, and he's got a good support in Sam Venning, who stays pretty much inside the 50, but they use the whole 50. That's the good thing. They'll go out wide and then they'll come back inside. It'll come out and it'll come straight back in. Don't worry, there'll be 2 or 3 blokes leading again. They're not asleep. They're switched on all the time.
Well, you could say they're heavy favourites today, but for mine this is a danger game because the sleeping giants are the Goodwood Saints, who have the longest tenure in Div 1. I think it's 29 straight years. Slow start, as you can see there. They lost to Prince Alfred and St. Peter's. That St. Peter's loss probably hurt. We saw them live stream against Port Districts and they were disappointing, but got that win against Adelaide Uni, and last week they beat Ross Trevor in an upset. 8 goals, 20 they kicked last week, so probably a missed chance to boost the percentage. They're 2 and 3 in 7th spot, but they have an easier run home. They just need one more upset win, and Ben, they'll be trying for that today.
Absolutely. Good couple of wins coming into today, so they come in with a bit of momentum.
And so, Goodwood Saints, in terms of your notes, some keys to the game for the Sainters today.
Yeah, we saw them a couple of weeks ago, and their foot skills really let them down. It was a windy day against Port Districts, and they had a tendency to really kick long and high. So today, I think foot skills, accuracy with their foot, looking to switch will be really, really important, particularly against Brighton, as Tony said before. They're very, very good at that. So they need to hit their targets really well today. Not being one-dimensional going forward. They've got 2 big forwards. We saw last week when Brighton were playing against Spock, they also had 2 tall forwards, and they were very, very one-dimensional, just kicking it in long and high. So they need to be a little bit creative, look to work it into the forward line, and as I said in point 1, hit their targets a little bit better. And the last one is matching Brighton's physicality. They're big boys, the Brighton boys, very, very strong in the contest. And as Tone said, they have the ability to win the centre clearance, even if they don't win the ruck tap. So that'll be a key today for Goodwood, trying to match that in the midfield.
Like that. Yeah, very, very good.
And thanks to Interchange, we can see just a quick reserves update. It is the Goodwood up by 11 points at the moment. Thanks to Interchange, here are your team selections. In fact, that's your final reserve score. Goodwood Saints getting up in the Bs. Goodwood Saints and the Indigenous jumpers there. Who have you got as your players to watch, Ben?
Jacob Hughes is number one. He's our leading goal scorer at the moment, along with Nick Burgess. He's coming off 4 last week and a best on ground performance, so he'll be the key up forward. And also number 28, Tom Carter. He's played every game so far and has been in the best players every single week except for the first one. So he's very, very good. But also watch out for Tom Edwards, number 27 across half back. He's only played 4 games this year, but he's had 2 best on ground performances out of them.
So those selections are thanks to Interchanger, one of our great sponsorships of the broadcast. The B grade is done. Should mention earlier today it was the C's, Brighton getting up there by about 27 points. So how do these two teams stack up? Well, Brighton have been up and down. So these two have only met twice in recent times since the Bombers rejoined the Adelaide Footy League in 2017, and that was last year. Goodwood Saints won both, 27 points and 2 points. The thing to note there, we love our scoring shots. Both games, Brighton had more scoring shots but managed to lose. And of course, last year, Goodwood Saints made the finals. Brighton, their first year in Div 1 in a while, finished in 7th spot. Just to put this game in some context, might have a quick look at the run home just to show how important this is. For Brighton, can they stay unbeaten? Well, after today, they do head to Adelaide Uni. Think they'd be favourites there. Port Districts, a good chance there. And Ross Trevor at home. That'll be, a pretty big game for them to finish the minor round. Goodwood Saints is the interesting one, and we will get the weather app up shortly. But just before that, the Goodwood Saints, we've got the Brighton Bombers today. Then Athelston and only at home. That might give them 2 wins. That gives them 4. Can they find a 5th? And I reckon that round 9 game at Payneham could possibly be for a finals berth.
Yeah, you're correct there, Phil.
So Brighton have hit the field. A lot of juniors with them, which is great to see. Goodwood Saints have hit the field, thankfully, in the alternate red today. Ground conditions, we go to our intrepid boundary rider in the box, Ben Tippett.
Well, as we said, Phil, I'm sitting up in the warmth with you today, and I'm very, very glad. Currently on the Elders weather app, it's 12.4 degrees, but it feels like 10.6, so it's a freezing cold day. Surprisingly, no one's out there wearing the long sleeve. I'm very glad to see that, though. Tone.
Oh, a bit old-fashioned now. No one's got their socks up, though, Ben.
They don't. A lot of the short socks these days, I think. Not a lot of wind to speak of today. As we said before, a little bit to the left of screen, 7 kilometres an hour. Maybe a goal or 2 in it, but not much there. The hard thing will be whether it's going to rain today. It's very, very cloudy, very, very overcast, and I think we're going to have that all day. There's a 70% chance of rain on the app, Phil.
Yes, well, I think there's going to be it's going to be just a short burst of rain here or there. We're prepared for anything. And don't forget, folks, we are on the YouTube feed. Feel free to give the comments. You can see there some of the facilities. That's the lacrosse club, the new football club, the balcony, the upstairs area is fantastic. Whilst I was out and about preparing, of course, went and checked out the local food item, and here it is. This is the Brighton special. This is the Bomber Stack. If you can't choose which meat to have all of them.
That's steak, sausage, steak, bacon, egg, onion, bread.
Yep.
You got the whole farm there.
And I like the fact that you didn't waste your time with sauce on that either.
Well, I wanted to be.
Have a look at it.
There were sauce options, but I thought, why spoil that picture by adding some sauce for them?
Wow.
It is great to see the different food items that you can get in Brighton. The Bomber Stack. Make sure you ask for it when you're down here and say, as seen on the live stream. We'll have the captains coming for the coin toss shortly. Just wanted to let you know the umpires for today. Anthony Wesley is the field umpire with Robert Kane, Nathan Swincer and John Fulmer on the boundary. Christopher Addy and Steve Martin are waving the flags. Might start to roam around. We're actually ahead of schedule, which makes a lovely change from last week when they started the game early. Some tips and thoughts on where you think who will win and why. Tony?
Well, just before we get the tips and thoughts, Phil, when we were talking about that burger, I know Goodwood Saints had run out, but the 2 big players, Jack Carter and Tom Carter, the 2 brothers, one have been the ruckman. Now, they're a fair size, the lads, with all due respect. I reckon they might have been down at that barbie having one of those stacks. They're a little bit late out, so there we go. Now,
and there's the crew. G'day. Someone's put the GoPro up. Yep, we're
There
in the
we
warm
are.
box here. You can see just to the left the top balcony, and a fair crowd in today. Unfortunately, COVID restrictions coming in. They had a big past players' day planned, Ben, but just really couldn't bring it together because of the distancing and the alcohol restrictions now.
Interesting, yeah. It's very tough with the COVID restrictions. I guess, obviously being indoors, particularly on a day like today, limits your numbers. If they could spill outdoors and spread out a little bit, they might have been able to get it away, but the weather probably played a role there.
Yeah.
So Brighton have got a few young players there. They're 19, 20-year-olds. We've got Tom Wellesby, number 2, is only 19, and he played a great role last week off half-back and wing. Very good user of the ball. Keep an eye out for him. Holds himself over the ball very well, and reminds me a little bit of Morris from Richmond, just a touch, but he's a good user of the ball. He's only 19. Number 17 is Jack Chalmers. Now, he's only 20 years old, and Adam Beaumont went out, came back in. He's only 20. And I'll tell you what, I've just noticed there's a guy warming up, number 48, who's new in, Hayden Kanasauskas. He is a decent size. He's a little bit of a beast or a monster, we might say, for Brighton. So just looking out here now, you look at both teams, and there's a lot of big men. They're physical big men out there. This is going to be a great game and very physical. I think you touched on, Ben.
Absolutely. I think definitely out of the midfield.
I think there's
going to be a bit of a presentation happening here at the moment. Should add there's been 4 changes for the Bombers. McPherson out, as mentioned last week, Broadbent and Cheeseman Dutton, along with a late change in Otis Cayley. That was just this morning. And we're having a moment of silence here. So we might just pay our respects and be silent until it's concluded. And welcome back, folks. That moment of silence was actually recognising the passing earlier this season of John Schneebichler. Of course, Brighton haven't had too many home games to do that. I noticed they were doing something upstairs earlier. Of course, Schneebichler, well known in the South Australian footy community, South Adelaide, Glenelg, and also Tony had quite a presence here at the Bombers.
Yes, I think 16 years they were saying, so certainly did. I've been to many games down here and seen him around the place, and be sadly missed by the club.
And we just got the toss of the coin at the moment, and I think that Goodwood Saints have won it and are kicking to the right of screen. We'll see that.
Into the wind.
Yeah, I might have got that wrong, because we have to send this memo out to the clubs. When we're doing the TV game, we have a coin toss. You win the toss, you stretch your arm out.
Let us
and
see.
You just say, I won the toss, and we're going that way. None of this little pointy thing so that the umpires know and nobody else.
And that lad that went in for the toss, Ben Houtsbauer, he's electrifying. I'm interested to see him play today, Ben. He on a dry day, the last time we saw him, he does those 30, 40, 50 metre runs, and he's lightning quick and a great ball user. So he's probably another one for the viewers at home. A little bit of an excitement machine to watch, and just from a purely football point of view, to watch a player like that getting around. We're doing a bit of a thing on Strato from Payne and Norwood Union, of course, on the show this week. But these kind of players in the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 is fantastic to see, and he'd be one I'd be looking at today as well, yeah.
Particularly off half-back, which is where he's been playing his footy, to be that attacking player off half-back and set them up and provide that drive. Absolutely, Tony.
I'm just watching this kick from this young Wakefield. He's the ruckman, but about 40 out, and he's done all right. So the win's not really, I don't think it's going to be a 3 or 4 goal win. You know, there 35 points.
Okay.
And I think I'm a bit in front. There's like a carton of beer, there's food, there's everything coming my way. I'm still
Grand
waiting on
final's gonna
that.
be
Jacko's
extravagant.
probably bringing us something back from the Barossa. You
Needs
beauty. Bit of R&R.
I'm still waiting for Jacko's from week 2. But anyway, Ben.
Brighton by 23 for me. I think they've been impressive so far, particularly after seeing them last week. I think they'll carry that into today.
Alrighty, well this is week 6. There are only 4 games left, including this one. The other games in the OTR Division 1 this week, Ross Trevor, Old Collegians, are hosting Adelaide Uni, so you think Rocks might get back on board there. Only Mercedes, really a must-win against Port District, who want to bounce back after their upset loss to Uni last week. Athelston are hosting Spock, who are coming off 2 straight losses, and rematch of last year's grand final, Paynham versus Prince Alfred, Old Collegians. So some good matchups there. Not too far away from the start of this one, you can see the ready-to-go new whiz-bang scoreboard once they can get some electricity out there. And the Old Town scoreboard.
We're using
right
it
next
today.
Yeah, we've pinched. In fact, what's not shown quite is on the right-hand side. There it is, COVID alerts. Just a reminder to wash your hands regularly. Stay at home if you're unwell.
Yeah, you know why I stay at home. So you can watch the broadcast.
So you can watch the
Absolutely.
broadcast with us. And, of course, the YouTube feed. If you've got comments along the way, let us know. We'll aim to do shout-outs. And g'day to John. He says, great to have Ben in the box. He sounds so clear. Hint,
Thanks
hint
very
to the
much,
rest
John.
of us.
Got to keep the boss happy.
And just a quick shout out before we start. I've got a very good friend at home. He watches us every week, Peter Arndt, and just a big shout out to this gentleman. Great guy, and he's a mad keen St Kilda supporter, and I'll tell you what, they've got themselves up to second position on the ladder as well, so a big shout out to him. So players are taking position. Anything more, Phil, and I'll get us going. Look at the ruckman shaking hands. What's going on there?
I think it's a more united football community than we've had in previous years, given what everyone's had to go through.
All right.
We'll soon work out which way everybody is going. I do believe, from the position of the ruckman, the Goodwood Saints did win the toss, and they are kicking with the wind to the left of screen. Brighton will be going to your right. We're set to rock and roll. Thanks to catch.com.au, screaming good deals. It's our match of the round, and here's your voice, Tony Neal.
And just have a look at number 7 at the back of the pack here. I wouldn't be leaving him on his own. Jacob Carger, as he'll go up and probably rove to now. Look at that tap out backwards there by Carter. So both ruckman tap the one way. We may see a couple of ball ups early, but out we go. This player was very good last week, and that's Jack Plenty. Got plenty of it. Here's the inside 50 we're talking about. Big pack forms, bobbles along, going out by that light there. Nice little, just one step, kicked it in. And that's the player that, of course, runs up and down the boundary to get his own water bottle off mum and dad. Umpire calls holding the ball. Ben, can you see that far right in front of the Brighton Lacrosse Club, mate? Good luck.
Sure can, and you're right. I think there will be a few stoppages early. There's a very, very physical start from Brighton last week. Switch across to the full back line. Good. You have the footy handball there. Running up across half back. Kicks to
Mill. Goodwood Saints in the alternate red today. Of course, that means some number changes. We're going to have a ball up on the 50-metre arc. Brighton's end. There's Carter pretty much unopposed, except he tapped it straight down to Osborne. Osborne could do little with that. And it will be a secondary stoppage. The tackler there, Scott Leesing. You mentioned can Goodwood match the Bombers physically? So far, so good. This is Favoretto, who was quiet the last time we called the Saints, getting into the action early. But this is just a scramble in front of the, to-be-renovated car park. The club rooms are done, but suffice to say, Tony, there's a fair bit of work going on still around the ground.
Yeah, and you can see no one down around there. Now, Carter's won 4 taps in a row here, and young Wakefield, we saw him last week. He's only light, so he tends to stand off the ruckman and try and jump over him athletically. So we see a free kick. So they've played on quickly. Unfortunately, they've tried that twice and been caught out twice. So Brighton have got it and just really walked into that tackle there was Will Rivers back in this week. And he's been caught, so I reckon that's our second or third holding the ball already. A little bit of a push there. I don't like to see that while the player's already down. And he looks like he's holding his shoulder. No, he's right to get up. So they're going to come inside here, Goodwood Saints, just over the centre circle. And that is a beautiful kick. probably now's the time just to hold up and have a look going forward. So puts it out to what we call the fat side, and unable to take that mark. And we've got new numbers out there. So Burgess was it. So it's bobbled out of bounds just to the left of the scoreboard. Bit of a crowd out there. And Ben, she's all yours again on the far side.
Deep in the forward pocket. You do.
On
As
the far side.
You throw to me as the umpire throws it in. Again,
Yeah.
he's dominated the taps there, Carter. Good handball out, working the ball forward. Can't really get a clean possession there, Brighton, but a quick kick off the boot. Very good for pick up there.
There's Tate.
Fighting hard, Tate.
Yeah, good.
Still not a clean possession, and I think we're going to have another ball up, Phil.
You're still waiting to call your first
Absolutely.
kick.
First anything, that play went about 3 metres.
Would have been 3 minutes in.
3 minutes
Look at
in.
Carter.
Carter is
Taps
winning the
everywhere.
taps, but I'll tell you what, Goody, Brighton are winning all the clearances. So one of the keys to the game for Goodwood Saints is, can they make use of what I suspected would be Carter's dominance in ruck? They couldn't against Districts, and they haven't so far here. Throwing on the half-forward flank for Goodwood Saints, going to the left of your screen in the red today. Picked up, kicked in one snap on 50 towards the square. The bounce of the ball here will be critical. One-on-one battle, make that two-on-two battle. Going in hard there was Burgess. He's at the bottom of that pack of players. Umpires will come and sort it out. We've gone 4 minutes. It's all donuts. And you're with Tony Neal.
And a good competitor up forward. That's what you want. Hold the ball in as it's coming out. Now 2 against 1. Carter, I still reckon, tap that this way. So he's tending to tap it opposite to the way they're going, depending on how they're set up. So there's a lot of red jumpers. Look at the amount of red jumpers at the back. You can throw a blanket over 40 players there. There he goes. Taps to the back. Brighton will be on to this pretty well. Head over the ball. Good courage there. Still got a handball out. Now they've got the floater outside the pack, and that's Osborne. Long kick down the wing. It's about 2 metres inside the boundary, just tapping it across there. Players testing themselves out. The other one there, number 42 for Brighton, was very good last week as well, running in and out of the 50-metre line. So umpire steps in. I'd now like to see this. He stepped in now, he stepped back. Is it going to be a short throw, or is it going to make the distance? In it comes. There's the short throw, so players rush in. It's always going to come to the front on a throw like that. Strong attack on the ball, and that was Jay Boyle, our best player last week. Puts a player in a little bit of trouble there, a little bit of tunnel ball there, and he's taken a push in the back. They have a free kick. He'd be 65 out, Ben, I would say.
Yeah, 65 out. Max Duncan with the kick now. Long to the top of the square, hopefully here.
Carger, I reckon that is, for
Oh, sorry, Cargo.
welcome to the club, mate.
Yes.
Where's he going with it? Look at him.
Oh, he's gone wide to the pocket. Big pack of players. No one can take them up,
Oh.
but very, very well crumbed there by Harvey. Shot and just misses to the right.
A bit of a live wire last week, wasn't he, Harvey?
He was.
In and out,
Yes.
yes.
He was, Phil.
Taken 5 minutes. We have a score courtesy of Harvey. Goodwood Saints are going to go the outer side. I think this was Lorb who's got it on to Dempsey, who had a great long running goal last week, made our goals of the week. That's a strong penetrating kick with the breeze. No one to get out of their own. Popichus tries and gets it again. Umpire. Good day to Josiah Brown, who's watching us on the chat. Said, is this Bucket Rivers' first game back for Brighton this season? He's back. Didn't play last week, but Josiah, it is his third game. Tony.
Carter it was. Couldn't quite get a foot on it, and wow, look at that, number 14 running through.
Fraser Goods.
Come down, Fraser Goods. That is a great left foot kick. Just early on in the game, we noticed Goodwood, which you called there, Phil, kicked out the far side, 2 kicks. That makes the opposition the midfield have to run. As we see this left-footed goal again, that is a great kick. Put the ball across the body, ran in. So what happens there, when you go long, 2 or 3 kicks, you stretch the opposition and make their midfield run back. Feels like they're running uphill. The other thing I noticed was that the big ruckman Carter was already up forward when that ball came in. Now he's gone back in. So I don't know, did you notice, Ben, that he drifted down and someone else was taking the mid-rucks there? He's back in the middle now.
I think he was just following the footy. I didn't see that, but he's got the as he comes in again. No one wins the tap there, just fell to ground. Brighton finally get the clearance. Quick kick out across half forward. Still no clean possession. Thought there was a whistle there, but there wasn't.
The long
Goodwood
kick
now
again,
with the
isn't it?
ball. Long kick back towards the middle.
Tate.
Just a lot of kicks, quick kicks at the moment. Working it out here, Brighton. Finally, they get a mark. Miller across half forward, kicks long, deep into the pocket. And a punch from behind there. Kept in. Another snap. Well done, top of the square. But a chop out mark from Goodwood there.
So that was Shane Harvey doing the good work by the boundary the second time. And Tarquin Brown tried to centre. So Goodwood Saints defence a little bit under pressure. It's been mostly at Brighton's end, even though Goodwood are in the scoring end. This is Angus Clark. He's going to clear with a long kick in the direction of Fraser Goods, the goal scorer. Picked up by Sam Lorby. Back to Goods. Finds some space on the half-back flank. Kick with the breeze. Beats the pack. Here's our danger man. This is Ben Halsbauer. Kicks it into the...
Ruckman compete. Carter again tries to tap back. Bobbles around. He's got it back now. Oh, he's just tripped himself up. Quick kick around the corner. Smothered. So good pressure. Brighton are really good back here. They're very well structured in the back line. And let's just have a look at this boundary umpire. Is a little bit special with this. So he's going to walk in. Yep. He's going to find 4 metres. Just throw it from there, mate. She'll be right. I'll walk back.
A bowler with a run up.
There he goes. Yeah, the only thing he didn't do was shine the ball there, Phil. So in it comes. And Carter again, left hand, so he goes to the check side. Now they're away again. That's a nice kick in. That is fairly close, in fact. That is a goal to Jacob Hughes, and that is a great goal.
Well, we can see from mine the benefit of Carter's ruck dominance.
Yeah.
Goodwood Saints, for mine, only 1-2 clearances so far. They've both been inside forward 50s. They've both gone to a player who snapped the goal. And that's your difference in the ball game. The upstarts with an 11-point lead. And Ben, how far do you think Goodwood would want to be in front with the breeze at quarter time?
Well, I reckon it's a 2 to 3 goal breeze. But we know that Brighton are smart. They worked very, very well last week, both into and against the breeze. So we'll see how they adapt. Ball goes up in the middle again. Again, no centre. No one won the tap there, but Goody have got the takeaway. Quick kick smothered off the boot. Punch there, looking for a clean possession. Brighton have got it now. Quick kick across half forward. Still can't find the target going in towards 50 though, Brighton. Quick hands there. Big kick high up in the air. Top of the goal square. No one can take the mark.
Oh.
I thought for a sec that Slate was going to get slammed into the point post.
It is.
Did that dribble off his boot, did it? What happened there?
I think it did. Jared Miller now. Will he go the snap? Will he run out? Kick on the left here?
Oh, this will be interesting.
He is Brighton's leading goal scorer with 13, 3 last week.
Check side.
He is going the check side. Very good effort, and he's kicked it. Fantastic. Love seeing the check side there, Tone.
Oh, yeah, if you can do it. No, I don't know whether that call came from those blokes under the tree out there, but there was a nice old scream, or someone's got an ingrown toenail, one of the two.
Absolutely. As we see the replay there, Love running straight at the target, and he just hit that beautifully, didn't he?
Good goal, wasn't it?
Beautiful spot there.
Stevie Johnson, nowhere to be seen on that one, just went straight at the goals. Seems to be a Brighton thing. They, as we mentioned, they don't do a lot of the switch plays. They get the ball off defence and charge forward. But that's the steadier they needed, just to not let this one get out of hand early. We go back to the rucks. This time it's a tap to Wakefield. He'll get it on to Harry Boyle. And the Bombers go forward. High kick towards 50. Corralled by Carter. Then he lost it. Tate the pick up. Has some vision. Looking for Rivers. Couldn't take it. At ground level was Riddle. He's taken the ground by Jack Carter. And in the end, it's going to be a stoppage. We're 20 metres out directly in front. You've just joined us. Good. We've got the first two goals. Brighton there first just a minute or so ago. Looking to go back to back. Carter for Everetto. He's lost it. Here's going to be the snap on goal and has missed dead set everything into the car park construction. New footy needed.
Harrison Boyle, that was. And interesting, now Tom Carter went back to take the tap there. However, his opponent, Mitch Wakefield, set up as a spare man. Now they're bumping into each other. There's a little bit of work on Carter going on here. He's a big man to move now. He's going to come in. No one, I don't think poor old Wakefield's going to outbody him here. So a huge pack has formed here, and they're going to come around towards the. I'll tell you what, he's kicked that on the full.
That is on the full.
Players try to take a specky out of the or jump up into the balcony, one of the two. So free kick coming back in, and this will be, haven't called him much yet, Jackson Riddle. So a few left footers in their team, and they're very nice kicks. So he's put that right into that hot spot. Huge pack forms. There's a lot of congestion today down the ground. Now they're out. Trouble is that's a pressured kick. So he's kicked it into the centre. 3-on-1. No one there. 3 at the back here for Goodwood. The chase is on. Player can't get there. And that's Tate again. I reckon that's about his 5th possession. I talked about this early on in the game, that he gets a lot of that ball off half pack. He's a bit of an architect. Now that's a good lead in. Now they're inside 50. Ben, what's happening?
Long kick in towards the top of the square, but no one there. Good chop out mark from Edwards, that was. Sizing up his options.
Bit better, isn't it, if they can compose?
Absolutely. Goes wide towards half back.
It's a huge kick.
It is a very huge kick, but again, no target. Brighton have this ball now. Still, they finally find a handball. Trying to link up here, but not a lot on up the ground, so he has to go backwards.
Plenty.
Long kick now. Into 50, but again,
All spoiled each other.
it was a 2-on-1 contest there, and it looks like it's going to be another ball up.
Favoretto and Jack Carter needed to talk a bit. You can see there, that club room's there is the lacrosse club rooms, 1 of 3 at the Brighton Sports Complex now. G'day to Peter Arndt and Mark Austin
Got a free kick, Phil.
with the chat, and it's going to be Goody Saints who've got it with the free kick. So they're in that little back pocket. I'm going to call it the lacrosse club pocket. They've got some action on today. The black and gold, very popular colours down this part of the world. Again, Goody Saints clearing out of the fences, struggling. This is right down the throat. Well, I thought that was Otis Carthy, but he's an out, so maybe that's Beaumont in his jumper. He's found the link man, and they're going to just sort out who's... I think that's a free. This is Will Rivers back in the lineup.
He took one a moment ago too. Bit slow to get up, but I think he landed almost on his head when he came down. But yeah, take us through it, Phil.
So thought of taking a shot. No, he's gone to the hot spot. A lot of red. Couldn't take the mark. There is Harvey lurking. He gives it to Osborne with the snap. And I'm going to assume that's, one behind. So it's Goody Saints, 1 goal, 3. Goodwood, 1 goal, 2, 8. Goodwood Saints 2 straight. The Saints, the visitors, by 4 points.
And I'm going to call the Beast has just come on. That's what I'm going to. His new nickname. Number 48. He's a good size. He's going to be able to match it with Carter
No,
physically.
you don't. No, Tony, you have to pronounce the surname.
Hayden. Kanasauskas. The game will be over by the time I get that out. Anyway, up it goes. Of course, they've got numbers to the ball. They work well as a team. Goodwood tend to go long, and that's a great kick. That's Jacob Hughes. On quickly, player streaming into goal. Is it going to get there? Oh. That is a great goal off the ground. That is going to be in the highlights this week, Phil.
Yeah, Jamie Ridgewell, his first goal this season.
And that is a team goal. Streaming into goal. Here's a replay. Kick came in. Pagan's paddock. Run onto it, son. Don't worry about using your hands. Bang. And that's a perfect kick. So they've changed their ruckman up, and twice now, that long kick, there's some size. Look at the players running on here too. The 2 new players on, Clark and Sanderson. They're all big men. The other thing I'm going to say, oh no, they've changed the umpire now. I'll come to that in a moment. There's an umpire out. He's standing out here in front of us. He's as tall as the ruckman. Yes. This guy out here, he's up forward now. We'll call that. Not this one. This one's just a little bit diminutive, but up he throws. So 2 new ruckmen. Oh, got his hand to it, but it just hit the ground. Put a player under pressure, and that is a big tackle taken high. So the Beast, as I call him, Kanasauskas, has just given away a free there. So very light too, that player kicking the ball, and that was Reece Slate. Long inside 50, pack forms, down it comes. This is what Brighton are good at. They'll tend to stay one side of the ground or the other. They won't very rarely switch right across. Their left footers are doing a great job. Oh, chest mark taken there. Could have been dangerous. Looks this way, that way. Just spots up a player. Here's the architect, Tate. There he goes. He's off. Low raking kick. Couldn't quite get to it. Well done, Goodwood, but they've got a player now. Bonfigliello has come off the back line to get that ball, and he's kicked down forward, so around it comes Goodwood. big handball, puts a player in trouble. And look at the numbers, Brighton. They know their ground very well. Geez, inside out banana that didn't work. Now that's a hat kick, Ben. Screwy though, good to see.
Almost the talk.
Player down in the middle again. Player really in trouble there.
There he is. Goodwood with the footy now. Quick kick out to half forward, but doesn't look like there's anyone there.
I'll watch the injury. You
watch it. Brighton have the footy now, linking up through the middle of the ground. Can they find a target? They can. Oh, that's a great rundown tackle. Very good. Hausbauer, fantastic tackle. Holding the ball there. Handballs quickly through the centre of the ground. Long kick into the forward 50. Oh, good bounce there for Goodwood. That's an A-grade bounce. Oh, with a free after the play. Oh. Advantage, and they're going to kick an easy goal here. Very, very easy goal there to Jacob Hughes.
Second.
It was.
The glove.
It was. Just linked up well there, Goodwood. We've got some stats as well that have quickly come in. 10-4 inside 50s towards Brighton. 11-4 Goodwood have the hitouts. Brighton leading the clearances 8-4. And Tate has 5 disposals.
Yeah. So that would have been the 5th inside 50 for 4 goals.
Absolutely.
That is fantastic efficiency. They're converting opportunities and they're getting, no doubt about it. You think about that goal off the ground or in mid-air. You think about that one with the bounce of the ball. It is going the way of the Saints at the moment, and they've opened up a nice little 16-point gap, 19 minutes. So you say if it was quarter time now, Goodwood have got the advantage they needed to get.
Absolutely.
But so often, momentum of a game will change once we hit to red time. It's not far away. Rucks go to it. Another tap to Goodwood. So the duo is working beautifully. And they'll get the clearance. Long, direct, Hughes marks. 25 out, straight in front.
It's a strong grab too.
And you see here the clearance, and it was great work there by Scott Leasing. And look, that's what you want as a forward. Strong, direct. Hughes, I don't know what he's got on that glove, but they're sticking. Interesting approach with the one glove, one non-glove approach. Stay home if you're unwell, folks. Comes in 20 metres out, and he's hit the post. So I think that was their first set shot, and they've first miss. They go to 4-1, that's 25. The Bombers, the undefeated Brighton Bombers, are 1-8, and you're with Tony Neal.
So Tate it is. I call him the architect. Normally a good kick. I won't put the curse on him. So just a long kick outside 50. Players can't quite get to it. They're competing well, but a free kick, and this is Will Rivers with the free. Good size up close. Wants to get the ball back. And will they just go down the line here, soak up a bit of time, which he does do very close to the boundary. And player couldn't quite get to that. It was Tarquin Brown. And the player that went off before was Jordan Bastian. He wasn't looking too well, so he's come off. Another player streaming off there is James Ridgewell. And, of course, the big ruckman just wanders out. Streaming through there. A couple of players there. No one behind the ruckman. There's my pet hate. Don't need to. He taps it to the front. Down it comes. Brighton. Players had 2 goes at that. He's still at it. Now the opposition have it. Goodwood have stolen that ball. Raked out, they call that in rugby. Oh, just right on the boundary was Dempsey. Kept it in and just couldn't take it. Was Rivers. Had what we call soft hand. He tried to absorb it. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving. Went to go backwards. Now he goes down the line. And a nice pass. This is what they do. They very rarely switch the play. They'll come down the line to a player. Look at that beautiful left foot kick. But 2-on-1 to Goodwood. Man in front takes a strong mark. Now it comes out. Nice kick. That was Boyle. It was that took the mark. Took the kick. Osborne took the mark, and it bobbles out. This is where Brighton want it, but I'll tell you what, they want to get a goal here, Ben.
Absolutely. They've had to do it the hard way so far. Need that forward line pressure to hold it in there.
This will be a 35-minute quarter the way this boundary ump's going.
Absolutely.
I'll get off him
It's
now.
taking a while.
And he throws it
Ball
short.
comes in very short.
Jeez.
Goodwood with the tap, but Brighton pick it up. Again, snap to the top of the square, but again, it's Goodwood. Chopping it. Oh, missed with the handball there, but they should have time to recover. Good composure under pressure, and that's a fantastic kick.
Watch this bloke go.
Holzbauer off half back. Long kick towards half forward, and there's Carter. Fantastic mark there.
Good football, wasn't it?
Very good football. He's got the Isaac Rankin haircut there, I think. Bit of razzle-dazzle about him.
Ooh.
A few options, but he decides to go long. One-on-one contest to Hughes. Almost pulled it in there. Couldn't quite grab it with that glove, Phil. Maybe some of that sticky tape's fallen off.
Maybe he used it on the set shot.
Absolutely. It's gone out of bounds.
Just having a look around the ground. This is a great crowd. I reckon this is the biggest crowd we've had at any of our broadcast games so far. Come to enjoy the footy. I mean, the weather is not crash hot. There's a high hit on Sam Lowby, and he's going to have the shot.
Geez, this will open them up. If they can get 5 goals in the first quarter to 1, what a
Correct.
start.
And he's certainly within range. He's going to be kicking about 40, probably a 45-degree angle. Thank you, says the scoreboard. I just can't get over the scoreboard giving me COVID messages. Sorry. As you can tell, I get easily distracted sometimes.
I think that's for the whole crowd, Phil. It's not just for you they're saying that. Or maybe they have.
So you can see the score. You can see the position. It's all coming to you here on the broadcast. He comes in. He salutes because he's nailed it. Right down King William Street. Goodwood Saints are 5-1. Brighton are 1-2, 23 gone of the first quarter. We are in for a fascinating afternoon, Tony, because the upset is on. We're either going to have a great comeback or we'll have a big upset.
Who was that kicked the goal there? That was number 5 there.
Sam Lobby.
Yeah, that's it. He's opened up with one. So another big player coming on, Scott Blessing. He was walking up and down, and he's going to go straight into the middle here. They've got some balls in the middle. The ruckman, I'll tell you what, he's done well, Angus Clark. You called it before. The two pillars they've got, and Clark's pretty much been winning. We see Wakefield's come back on, runs up, both ruckmen ran under it, no one jumped. So Carger it is out of the middle. Geez, they've been good back here, Goodwood. I've liked them.
Very good.
He couldn't quite get that. It was caught between his knees. Bumbles out to the Goodwood composure there. That was a fantastic kick by Brighton there. Number 4 was Harrison Boyle. He just lowered the eyes, held up, and he kicked a beautiful kick to Osborne. So Osborne it is. So he's pretty tight angle. He's going to be kicking from probably 30 out on the angle as he wanders in now. Plenty of advice given from behind and in front of the fence. And he sprayed that right across and hit the far post. So one of my favourites to watch at Goodwood here is Ben Holtzbauer. From a set kick, he's probably not going to play on. They've set up wide. For those watching at home, there's an arc out this side of the ground if he wants to. He's had a look, but pretty much the player on the mark forced him to kick that way. So he went down the ground. Hopefully Brighton can turn this around if they can set their structure up. So bobbling on the ground. Now it comes up. There's no one. I think that's going to be... No, it's a free kick now because there was no one behind him. A lot of players have pressed up the ground. Good mark. Carger's had plenty of it. Good midfielder. We saw a lot of him last week. Looking around, there's a lot of congestion here. A lot of congestion. How do you see that there, Ben?
Yeah, they've just got to hit a target, don't they, when they do that? We talked about it pre-game. He has handballed it. Sorry, I thought that had already gone over the line there. Calling it out. Goodwood with the kick out now. Kicks towards the pocket, manages to hit a target. That's Anderson. Anderson now sizing up options. Probably going to go long down the line here. And he does. 2-on-1 marking contest, but a punch from behind there.
Player wasn't happy there. He opened himself up.
Are they going to call it back?
Yeah. Player got
it's the blood rule.
Lead.
They called it back. There's a blood rule.
That's our little mate Shane Harvey come off, and Jackson Riddle coming back on. Here we go.
Still with Anderson.
Yeah, Harvey took a knock earlier with when they scored that point.
Anderson kicks long down the line again. Big pack of players. No one can take the mark. Goodwood first hands on the footy though. Ooh. And well tackled there. He's not going anywhere.
Dacked him.
He tried to,
ball up.
But those shorts are stretchy and strong.
Jeez. Yep. I think he's all right.
Yes. Anyway, we go to the ruck contest. This is lots of lines. It's a family program, though. From the clearance, this is not a bad effort here by Jay Boyle. He's found the target. And even I can kick him from here. I reckon Brighton are just about due their second goal. Jared Miller, who is the sole goal scorer for Brighton. He now has 2 and the Bombers stay in touch.
He did a bit of that last week. He held off the pack. I'm not saying he's cheating, but he just held off the pack, held his ground, maybe, they get a clearance out. But that one, he was at the back of the pack there when that came in. Here it comes. He's going to just show the goal. Took the mark. Good on him. He's got 2 goals again earlier this week, though, Phil.
Yeah, just having a look there as he lines up. The clouds to the southeast are getting darker and the hills are starting to disappear. You can see to the right of your screen, I think a little bit of rain may be on its way. We haven't called footy in the rain. Just in time for quarter-time huddle trip, Ben.
Absolutely.
Black as black over. Look at the cross club there behind there. Black. Yep, so umpire throws it up. Carter it is again. Just hits to his left, but they've read that Brighton very well, and that's a great tackle by Goodwood. There's a couple of players gone down in back play. So if they can sneak another one here, it's getting very late in the quarter, 28 minutes, but geez, if they can get one here, he couldn't quite. Dive, mate, make me look good is what they used to say. Anyway, it bobbles over the... Geez, doesn't quite bobble over. And she's on in front of the spectators there, and just one of the ladies getting out of the way of it, the trainer.
Is that a whippet hound there?
A little bit of push and shove, and there's going to be a free to Brighton, and the puppy's in it as well. So everyone's got it. So that player was Jack Chalmers, who was pushed. He's going to come right down here. Now there's 25 metres here. So as players go, that's the first time I've seen Wellesby today right in front of us there. Didn't mind him. He's a good size. So if I was going to yell out to him then, stay where you are. But so there's a bit of space right in front of our van. Just kick towards the van, mate. But because he goes inside, look at that. How do you get that much space? Umpire's called one in the middle.
Yeah, that's
so there's another free kick. So 2 free kicks. That's cost them 40 to 50 metres in distance. If they can get one more mark here, probably right on the siren, they might get a shot at goal here. So just loading up here is Harrison Boyle. Just one step, bit of a lazy kick. Player under it. Goodwood need to clear now. Can't quite do so. Bobbles around. Not enough numbers for Brighton. Just a soccer off the ground. Venning it was. Now they're into a position. There's a snap around. That's the goal that shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened. I think there'll be and there's a bit going on down there. Just have a look. Big pack forms. And Osborne around the corner. They manufactured that goal from 2 stupid 25-metre. That was in the back pocket. And the free kick was actually taken in the middle of the ground. And they manufactured a goal out of it. Goodwood would not be happy with that.
Indeed not. They had a sizable advantage. Brighton have kicked the 2 goals in time on, and they're back within range with the scoring end to come. You're with Tony Neal, Phil Hurd, Sports Interactive and Filming Footy Production. Thanks to catch.com.au as we await the return of the most important part of any football game, the footy. It's here, and so's Ben Tippett.
Thanks, Phil. Here we go. Clark in the middle again. Ball goes up. Good tap from Goodwood again. Looking like they're going to get another clearance, but the umpire's blown a free kick. It's going to go Brighton's way. Called the throw there.
Carter is umpiring as well. He's telling
He's doing everything. Carter. Oh, there's the siren.
That is the siren quarter time, and I think we've got a fascinating game on our hands. Goodwood Saints, I think the stats will show they didn't have a lot of it, but they were very good when they did. It is the Saints 5-1-31, Brighton 3-3-21. That makes it 10 points the margin. Ben Tippett's going to head out to the huddle, see what both coaches have to say. The goal scorers for the Sainters: 2 to Jacob Hughes, singles to Lobb, Goods and Ridgewell. For Brighton, 2 to Jared Miller, singles to Nigel Osborne. We will take a brief break, come back. Tony Neal will sum up the first quarter. Ben Tippett will get all the news from the huddles, and I'll try and give you some scores around the ODR Division 1. This is our Match Day Live, thanks to catch.com.au.
Where did you get that bag?
Catch.com.au. Screaming good deals.
Catch!
With an interest rate this low, your home loan will want to fix itself. Get a better fixed rate home loan from Police Credit Union. Call, visit a branch, or apply online.
At Carlton Football Club, we use Interchange Pro software to manage our rotations on game day with our men's team, women's team and VFL affiliate Northern Blues. The software is simple and user-friendly and gives us a great idea of how to manage our players' rotations during a match. Interchange Pro provides concise information about players' time on ground and time on the bench. We can also see how long players have been on the ground and configure accurate alerts for individual players to manage their rotations and game time. Using the software, we can keep track of how many minutes our players have played on the ground and spent on the bench for the whole entire season, creating a database. We find Interchange Pro a great solution to managing our players' rotations on game day, and it'll be a great tool at community level too.
Hey Jeff, where do you get your shoes?
Catch! Catch! Catch!
Catch.com.au. Screaming good deals.
Catch!
Welcome back, folks. Quarter time in our game day live, and you can see some stats there thanks to Dartfish. Tony, as we look at that, you can see Brighton 16-9 inside 50s, but Goodwood 9 inside 50s, 5 goals, 1. Brighton 16 inside 50s, 3 goals, 3. That forward efficiency was pretty special.
Yes, and look, the other thing with Brighton, they got it in a lot, but the Saints were very good at rebounding. I noticed that this week. A lot of players around the ball, they punch, they run, they kick, any way they can to get the clearance out, so that the Brighton aren't getting it all their own way. They're not getting the scores. The hit-outs, of course, we're used to seeing that to the Saints, 18-5. That's a very telling one. You'd expect that with Carter. Tate has had 7 disposals as well, as we're about to see the ball up. And I'll tell you what, very quickly, Carter there was quite vocal and pushing his own teammates and so on.
Ben, what happened at the huddles, mate?
Just quickly, Goodwood, they were very, very happy with the way they're going, obviously. They're expecting Brighton to play one behind the footy. They want to play wet weather footy. They know it's going to rain. Keep knocking the ball forward. Be very, very direct. Over at Brighton, they are looking to have a loose man in defence this quarter, so look out for that. Make Goodwood accountable. And they've had the same number of scoring shots, so they just want to make sure they hurt him on the board.
Alrighty, here we go, second quarter. Brighton are trailing, but they have the scoring in. What can they do? Tony Neal.
Okay, ball comes into the middle, player down on it, head over the ball, and they come out with it, Goodwood. So there's an entry going, we say into the wind. It has picked up a little bit, and just a clean mark there. Now, you don't see much of this. Brighton across the ground, and that's Jacob Carger. He's another one I call the architect. Just that nice stepping. I'll tell you what, he's put himself in a little bit of trouble there, giving it to Goodwood, and there's a goal gone missing there by Holtzbauer, kicking it through for a point. He's lightning quick. He didn't even think, then just off he went with it. So just waiting for the ball to come back out of the construction facility. Or are we going to see another ball? Probably another ball is going to be brought out onto the ground by the looks of things. So haven't seen that for a while in footy, but it's there's a big construction area down there. So we're just waiting for that ball to come in. What was that? 55 odd seconds, so it probably took 40 seconds for them to have a scoring shot. Goodwood Saints, they are up and about. Carter is driving players, he's pushing them around, he's getting into his own teammates. I'm interested to see what they do. Brighton off the half, off the back line, kicks long there, Tate, so he's normally a very good kick. out to the wing. Oh, player just pushed the player off the ball, Brighton there, and they've got the ball up. That was strong play by Jay Boyle. Now they're down into the forward line. This is fast footy today from end to end. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Ben?
Yes, very true. Very fast footy. Still not that clean, though. We still need to find those targets across half forward. Couldn't quite hit up Rivers there, who presented with a good lead.
Look at the numbers around the ball. Look at them push up.
Everyone ahead. Everyone forward of the centre here as the ball comes in. Oh, another great tap from Goodwood there. Couldn't quite find a target, though. Umpires found a free kick for holding. It's going to go Goodwood's way.
Don't know whether Carter's hurt himself there. He's just sort of playing around with his leg.
Yeah. Short kick down the line. Oh, dropped a mark he should have taken there. But manages to recover.
Wriggled.
He did. Kicks across half forward. Marking contest. Couldn't quite take the mark, though. Brighton have an opportunity now. Short little kick towards the wing. And good take there from Farquhar.
Pardon?
His tackle might have been touched, might not have gone 15. Here's Shane Harvey showing the headband now. Hand pass on to Mitch Wakefield. His hand pass was too hot, I think, for Blake McDonald. Goodwood Saints clear, but they are struggling when they clear off defence to find something in red. Plenty of turnovers for Goodwood Saints on their half-back line. Have a couple of quick scores, quarter time in Div 1. Rocks are leading Adelaide Uni by 26 points, 35-9. Got another score, I'll share at the next break, that'll raise some eyebrows. Ball in from the outer side in front of the cross game. Rocks go to it. Going to give that one to Wakefield. Another Brighton clearance. Nice tap over the back. Here comes Harvey. He's got a man in space. This is Will Rivers from 45. Loads them up and kicks it out on the full. And whilst they find that footy, I can tell you at Paynham, the Falcons are 6-1-37. Princes are 1-1-7. The Falcons needing a win. 30 points up over last year's runners-up. Tony?
I tipped today. I reckon I tipped Paynham Norwood Union. Carter it is. Look at him crash the pack. He's all right after that little bit of a hobble before. Brighton aren't getting it all their way.
Yes,
They're good at hitting targets. Comes inside. That's a clever kick to the top of the square. No one can get it. Look at that ball. It's one of those ones that just rolls on. It hits the point and just rolls on for probably 20, 30 metres. So we have a throw in now. Let's just see Mr. Boundary umpire here. Now, stop there. No,
he's a different
one.
But he's got the same.
He does.
Come on, Colin Rouston. Get on to these blokes. Carter just takes it out this way, that way. That's going to come into our ban if we're not careful. Plenty goes up. Couldn't take it. Good courage by Holdsbauer. Ball on the boundary, snapping back inside. Goodwood can't take a mark this time. They were good at that last quarter. Just about deliberate. Players asking for it. Player on the ground. Oh, he's actually helping him up. You don't see much of that these days. Probably take him off for that. Venning it was, helping the player up. So umpire throws that in nicely. Carter just puts himself in position, almost takes it and places it on the ground. Slung around. This is going to be a handy free kick. In front, what are we here, Ben? We'd be 45 out, would we? Yeah, there's the 50-metre line. Turn around and face the goal, son. That's Nigel Osborne. He's been very handy today. Kicked the goal already. So we're going to be right behind this kick. Great work by the Dartfish cameraman.
Any closer, we'd need players' insurance.
So he just walks in. If he runs in straight, he'll be half a chance. Just dribbles out to the right a little bit. Guess what happens? The ball goes straight where he ran to. I don't know why this keeps happening. Well, I do. But just please, run in straight, please.
Comments from the coach's coach.
Yep, that's what happens. Get on to it, the younger coaches. So we see our man with the glove just up the ground here. Ben, do you reckon he's going to be a target for him? Look at him.
I reckon he will. He does present well up the ground. He's done it a few times in the first quarter.
Look at Carter. Geez, they've got some size here, haven't they? Look at him.
Kicking long towards our commentary box. Or big punch from behind there. And there's that man, Hughes, couldn't quite pick it up. But as you said, worked up the ground nicely there.
Give that player the mic for a special comment.
Have a look.
Reads the play very well. He might actually have gone on the ball here. He's around the contest.
Yeah, he is too.
The two players in the van with us here.
Absolutely. Give a bloke a run for 5 minutes if he's a good player. See if you can change the momentum. We've got another stoppage there, Phil.
Yeah, so Brighton have kicked the last two goals. We've gone 6 minutes of this quarter. Goalless thus far.
Do you notice
This
Carter?
spills though to Osborne. Osborne, the shot from 45. Sorry, Tony.
You're right.
As the kick towards the pocket's going to be thumped, and another behind for the Bombers, and you're starting to see a difference in accuracy. Goodwood Saints 5-2, Brighton 3-5. The Saints waste no time to bring it back towards Clark, but the Bombers are up to that. Farquhar has it, kicks it out of bounds in the Sandfield. That'd be last disposal. Goody free kick, but this is the Adelaide Footy League, so Tony, that is a throw-in.
And I believe he's the son of, is it Michael Farquhar, Glenelg player from many moons ago?
Many moons ago.
Jed, he had a bit of a go at Sandfield and then came back to Brighton, so pretty much punts forward Brighton there. One handball. Oh, he's gone the wrong way. Comes back inside. Geez, too easy for mine. Not able to get that ball up was Carger, not to be mistaken with Carter, and he's picked up a free kick, and he's going to be probably 40 metres out, tight angle, but if anything, it's the right. If he's a right footer, this is going to be quite a good kick for him to get that win, just to blow back a little bit. It's not a strong win, but it's enough. So he runs out, gives himself a chance, puts it up in the air, and look at that helicopter spin. So good, he hit the post. Couldn't do that again if he tried. Now let's see Goodwood's clearance. Every player is pretty much in the 50 almost. Now they've spread out a bit. So most clubs will give you this first kick, short to a pocket. I'm interested here. He's got to play a free number 2 here. Brighton are standing a space rather than a player. So he's going to go long down right in front of us here, up high. Couldn't take the mark was Jacob Hughes, and thrown to the ground vigorously, which we expect today. A little bit of pushing, don't do it. Be tough when the ball's there, not when it's not. So umpire's going to throw it. What I was going to say before, just watch Carter here. Is the umpire looking at blood? Yes, he is. So blood rule. Player comes right in front of us, and that was Scott Blessing. He's been off a couple of times today. And number 2, I think it was Dempsey that's got the blood rule. 2 players have come off. One second player was still waiting for him to come in. Now he's on. Now, just watch Carter here. Is he going to hit it the same way as Brighton are going? He's done it a few times, so up it goes, down to the ground. The ruckman's second tap. Bit of volleyball there. It's inside 50. Quick kick out. Right in front of him.
Big jump.
Did he get up? He's got a sore head, the Brighton player. Look at that. This is vigorous play. Players in tunnel ball there. It's a bit like rugby union and holding the ball. Brighton's free, Ben.
Holsbauer's electric, isn't he? That was a huge jump in front of us. Shame he couldn't bring that down.
Fighters.
Brighton now with the kick. In towards the 50. No one could take the mark. They get the crumb, though. Good opportunity there. That was Osborne, but he's just missed to the left.
Been lively up forward, hasn't he?
He has. Very lively, Osborne.
Well, the inside 50 count would be heavily weighted this quarter towards the Bombers, which is great for us. It's down our end. But all they've done so far is put 4 points on the scoreboard. Goodwood Saints, they don't get much further than our van at the moment, and they won't here. It's picked up by Jack Plenty. He centres the ball to Osborne, who avoids one. Is there a leading player? It's Harvey. Can't take it. Good defence by the Saints. It's cleared by Duncan, but they're just kicking it out without any direction, vision, planning or structure. It's back with the Bombers. That kick slightly awry. Goodwood Saints should have it. Can they try and work it out here through Lynch? They do now. And they have a mark in front of the scoreboard. You can see the score there. Goodwood Saints 5-2-32. Brighton 3-7. That is 25. And you wonder what we call them, the Goodwood Saints, as opposed to just Goodwood? I will share that answer with you shortly. As that kick heads towards the boundary line, Carter's in there, don't argue.
Oh, bang.
Lost the football in the process, though. Osborne's been one of their busiest. He goes back with the hope to go forward. Oh, they're still going back. The defensive edge of the centre square is with Jack Plenty. And I might, at this point, pass over to turn. Oh, no, Housebauer's intercepted it. Can they capitalise on the turnover? It comes too low.
Free kick. Housebauer.
Was he upended afterwards?
Look at him come in. Look at him come in. Oh, no good congesting now. Too late.
Yeah.
Social distance from the line.
Wasn't he open? I thought he might have taken off then with the ball.
So let's see who's got the ball and how far out they are if it's a free downfield.
It's not Housebauer. He's down here on the wing now, just walking around.
I don't think it's his free. I think it's Laub's free. He was the one who had the shot and missed. He has to go and get his own football.
He's got a hard hat on. He'll need it for
Just
that.
about to say OH&S. Brighton are still going to have the conversation.
Geez, there's a bit going on here. Housebow and a bloke coming off for Brighton.
Free downfield, but the bottom line is Laub, who has 1 goal, now has 2. And that's a key steadier. And it's fascinating how Goodwood Saints have had so few inside 50s and have 6 goals on the board.
And Luke Donaldson is right up. I love that. Toes on the boundary line. That's where he's coaching at the moment. And good on him. And isn't it interesting? We saw that 25 metres in the last quarter and Brighton got a goal out of it. Bang, bang, bang. And now we've seen, Hausbauer was almost away. Then he gave the handball off. The player pushed afterwards. Free kick. And now we've seen to the non-scoring end, if you like. And they've got a goal out of it as well here, Goodwood. So what have you got there, Ben? Stats?
Brighton 7-2 inside 50s. Tate has 4 possessions. Brighton 5 clearances to 3.
There, well, put another one on. There's Tate again. Down it comes. Oh, player Wellesby, good spoil. Goodwood, a little bit after the ball. Oh, he's gone a little bit wide. How's about his feet were about 3 metres over the line, but he tried to hold the ball in. I tell you what. Just looking at this film, I reckon Goodwood are on. They're just really on at the moment. No one behind the ruckman. Let's see where the umpire... Now, this is an opportunity. Can it go behind? No. Great tap down. He's strong in there. Our number 4 there, so Hughes. Very close. And I reckon about 15 players on the ground called that out.
That's Osborne, who's certainly getting a lot of the football.
He's looking good, isn't he, today?
Yes.
Yep. And dangerous.
We do have the Dartfish player of the game who gets the beanie, and they'd certainly all want that today.
There he is again. Got it. And a big tackle by the man, as you called it, Phil, that got the beanie last week, Jay Boyle, and I believe he only took it off and passed it to someone as he ran out. He hasn't taken it off all week. So Carter it is. Taps over. Can't get it back. Taken in the back was our last goal kicker, and this is Sam Lauby Ben.
It is Sam Lauby
up on the wing. That's not a hyphenated name either.
Kicks long to half forward.
Up.
Big pack of players there. No one can bring it down. A quick kick out, but doesn't find anyone. That man Hughes again. Quick snap around the corner.
Oh, they're in trouble.
Into the forward 50. They're out here. Not quite. Slate couldn't quite do anything with it. Dempsey has a quick shot, but kicks across the face.
Oh man. Put a saddle on.
Big jump there, and I think he's hurt.
Well...
And that kick's gone across the face and will settle in the forward pocket.
You'd have to explain to me as we watch the replay here. Didn't take the mark all over the back. Okay.
Not a free kick.
You've at least got to touch the football.
Absolutely.
Look good though.
It looks spectacular. For non-marks of the week, whenever we do that.
He's all right, though. That's the main thing as well. Knock the wind out of him there.
It's like you want them all, everyone to get up.
Absolutely.
Bastian back on. He was injured last quarter. He's come back on.
So, Ben, take us through
Ball
your
comes in the right forward pocket. Again, Goodwood with the tap.
It's the first one I've seen over the back.
It was first one over the back. No clean possession. Brighton away, though.
Tate.
Absolutely. Tate kicks wide up towards the wing. Still no clean mark this time, Goodwood.
Oh, he didn't have anyone to go to.
A quick kick around the corner. Hasn't found a target. They're trying to work the ball out by handball now. Oh, that's a big tackle. But quick hands, and they could be out here. Oh, that's a great tackle. Run down from behind. We're going to have holding the ball.
Well, Dempsey made the first great tackle. Then he was the tacklee.
Is that Elms? Elms with the football, kicks long towards the centre of the ground, looking for Duncan.
Good hands.
It was good hands. Managed to knock it forward. Good tackle again from Goody though. They have the footy now. Kicks towards half forward, looking for a target but hasn't got it. Or they're going to have a free kick for a high tackle. It's going to go to Brighton.
It's interesting that little bit there before, just with Phil, you've seen a lot of footy, mate. The umpire tend to let it go. There's a blue on the far side.
Well, you watched the blue.
Let that go with Wellesby.
Ben Tate has it.
Dempsey has the footy now.
Wellesby.
Kicks into forward 50, and that's a lovely kick. Finds a target.
This is a bloke we've been saying to keep an eye on, I reckon. Was that Brown? No, it isn't. It's Jay Boyle.
It is Boyle.
Yep.
He's going to kick right on 50 here, I think.
Interesting to note that Brighton have the black armbands on today. I assume that's for John Snabikler, which they did something about pre-game.
He's a long way out, man.
He's a long way out. Big run up from Boyle. This will take his best kick, I would have thought, with the breeze. Let's see if he can hit the top of that right post like Jacko always talks about. Kicks from right on 50. And he's pulled that one, as they often do, to the left when you're trying to get extra distance.
This is physical. That bloke just come up and bumped him afterwards. He's a decent size too. Pick on your own size, mate. He's bigger than you.
In the
look at him.
pre-game keys to the game, one of you mentioned, could Goodwood Saints match Brighton's physicality?
Yes.
You'd have to say at the moment they are.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And of course, sometimes with the physicality, it's about being smart with it, not giving away free kicks that you shouldn't. Again, off half-back Brighton, try and get the turnover. Absolutely swallowed up by two Sainers there, including Hausbauer and
25.
Another
in
25.
the end, that was Joe Boyle not letting go, and umpire was there right on top of it and says, well, I guess that's going to be 25 minutes. It's actually Favretto who has it.
Been quiet, hasn't he?
He's found a loose player, centre wing, right in front of the interchange gates. This is Tommy Anderson. Looks left, looks right. He's indecisive. Now he's not so sure. From the boundary, goes into the school pocket. Oh, and he found a target.
I thought that was a trade. He jumped the fence there.
In front of the kids there that are probably in a little bit of danger should the ball come in that direction. And this is Sam Lobby, who has two. The last one was straight in front, 10 metres out. This one, he thinks he's Matty Lloyd.
He's going to have to push off the
Matty
fence.
Lloyd were number 5, didn't he? No, okay.
18.
18, okay.
Very confident.
Lloyd with the kick, trying to bend it round like my golf shots, which usually means it's a poor one. It was. And a behind.
Out on the field.
Out on the full, so no
Field.
score.
So it was like your golf shot. It was a slice, wasn't
It was definitely my golf shot.
Oh,
Take
look
it
at
away,
that.
Tony.
Just the ball spinning very funny there. It was a drop punt that spun like a screw, if that makes sense. What a bizarre way that spun out. So no wonder they couldn't grab it. I'll tell you what, down here when that player got tackled, Boyle, they hunted him then, Goodwood. They are on the hunt. And what happens when you're at the top, you become the hunted and teams come out and hunt you. And they've had 2 wins, Goodwood. And I'll tell you what, maybe they've got a sniff, and this is the Goodwood that we really need to see. And maybe we've seen an imposter in the first few games.
Ooh.
So ball comes over. Here they go, and they are competing, and that's all you can ask for. Well, they're more than competing. The runner's calling the shots for the boundary umpire as he's going to come in, have a quick chat with us, and then he's going to throw it in right from in front here. So Carter it is. This is what he does. He's got a huge heart. He runs all day long. No one behind the ruckman again. I keep harping on it, I know. But if this goes over the back, no, it comes to the front. I'll tell you what, he's right at his feet, Jacob Hughes. Down he comes. This is our highlights man, Holtzbauer. Keeps in one-hander, and that is a great grab. This bloke also has given a bit today. He hasn't had a lot of it, but a great competitor. Ben.
Angus Clark, he kind of shinned that a little bit. And because of we're going to have a stoppage? Yes, everyone's diving on the footy.
I tried to throw to you when it could have been a highlight. He took the great mark and then he
thought he kicked long to the top of the square and he shinned it, but that's okay.
They're away.
Oh, they are away. Kick in long to the top of the square and we've been rushed for a behind now.
Jeez, how much of Goodwood have the ball?
A lot.
And,
wow.
and
Certainly dominated possession.
And now they're struggling. Once they have some dominance of possession, we're about to hit time on, and it is the underdogs by 13 points. Kick comes in, and again, now Brighton can't clear it. Angus Clark, another kick, another shin bone, a kick, comes in board. This is now with Fraser Goods, got the bounce he needed. Umpires confer, all clear, goal. Fraser Goods has his second, and the Sainers have their 7th. They go to 7-3-45. Brighton 3-8-26. Let's have a look at this one.
A bit of a late hit there. He was a bit proppy getting up as well.
So he seems to be targeted, but got the kick away, and that's a nice goal, Tony. Big lead for Goodwood heading into time on.
Yeah, Brighton have kicked 5 points for the quarter, and Goodwood have kicked 2 goals too. So 5 shots to 4 for the quarter, except you'd say Goodwood have probably had more of the ball down there. Umpires now are not happy. These guys the lads sitting down there on the fence now.
Now they've worked it out.
And they're going to say, can you please move? So there's a little bit of a hold up in the game. So whilst the hold-up's here, if you have a look in the middle, they've got Clark on his own. Coming into ruck, and a player behind on his own, but he's tapped it to Brighton. Brighton, big high kick in the centre half forward. Player went down early. Now it comes out, Holtzbauer, nice high jump, but he's given it to Wellesby. It's dangerous here inside the 50. Geez, beats everyone that kick, and they rushed behind. So Jared Miller, and that is their 6th scoring shot for the quarter and their 6th point. Now, as we say, they normally give you the first one. He's going to come long. He did that last time as well. 60-metre kick, but just a huge pack. Gives them a chance. Brighton, can they get on it? Couldn't take it. He's been taken high, Osborne, and just collapses to the ground, very much like the lady in the piano. And she fell into that puddle. He just slow motion. But I'll tell you what, Ben, what happens if you think you're a chance maybe for a goal or to get it in there, you recover very quickly. Anyway, in it comes, right to the hot spot. Oh, huge pack. Rides his own player. 2 players down for Brighton. Goodwood. There he is again. I've really liked Angus Clark. Over the top it goes. They're free here. Around 2 or 3. Can he get it to him? Yes, he does. They are very strong at the ball today, Ben.
Absolutely, and I like that Lorb's playing up the ground too. Their 2 forwards seem to be doing that, Hughes and Lorb, pushing up the ground and providing options. So now across half back. Going to kick long down the line. Big pack of players there, but a very good chop out mark by Farquhar. They don't just make kitchens. Switches across half back.
Footballers.
They do make footballers.
Young Jed, he's coming off.
Coming back towards the wing here.
Ooh, strong.
Nerlich was under that footy, couldn't quite take it. Goodwood with the footy now.
They've got numbers.
Hughes with the ball. They have got numbers lining up across half forward, linking up through handball. Finally they get a shot. But that's going to push wide, and it's gone out on the full. Two players down.
2 players clashed heads there, and not real good, and they're still down. Both are holding their heads.
Yep.
So that's not good to see, and a lot of trainers just milling around at the moment. Both players still down, and there'll be just a stoppage in play while these players are attended to, gentlemen.
Yep, just a reminder, once we get to half-time, thanks to Business Plaza, we're going to have some interviews with captains. We're going to have all the stats, game summary from Tony and Ben, and we'll have scores all across the A grade, across the Adelaide Footy. If it was me.
Fraser Goods just sort of limped around. He might have been his leg more than anything. He sort of half looks the goods at the moment, but the other player, gee, I'll tell you what, that's bad luck. Is that Will Rivers, I reckon, coming off with the sort of pinky, orangey,
can't
faded,
take a trick,
some kind of colour boots. And he's been in the wars a little bit, the lad. Sad to see.
Alrighty, so we're back in play. Here's a chance for Goodwood, who, if you remember the first quarter, led well but led in 2 late goals. They're finishing the second quarter for the better at the moment. This is Jamie Ridgewell who has it now. Ridgewell already has 1 goal. Last week, he's kicked 1 goal from 5 games in the reserve. A former CBC Old Collegian youngster, was playing under 18s just 2 years ago. This to make it, I reckon, the biggest lead of the game if he can nail it.
Almost kicked under his armpit then, did he?
He did, but has missed.
It's a good ball strike.
So the Saints of Goodwood, 7-4, 46. The Bombers of Brighton, 3-9, 27.
So good, he took himself off. So, and I've had to change that call. So Carter's come on. He's pretty much going to be in the centre of the ground. Brighton are putting their hands up in the centre, and that's where it goes. Guess who? Carter's just come off the bench, and they kick straight to him. But Brighton are good enough to clear here. Round the corner, Osborne has been lively. Up in the air, that is a courageous mark, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, running backwards. Now, Goodwood here have spread out in an arc. Now, you'll see it happen here. If Houtsbauer can get to this, then a handball across. Now, they've got another out here. If this player runs hard enough, he probably isn't, but that's a well-weighted kick. Didn't quite take it. This is where it can come undone. Plenty to the left footer. Geez, a nice, neat kick, but 3-on-1. If they can't get in the air, they're going to be outdone. Holtzbauer it is. Out they come. Linking handball. This is where they need to stop and hit. Player's been run into there right in front of us. Big Angus Clark. I don't think he intentionally did it, but he cleaned up, and that player's still slow to get up. that was an accident, I reckon. And Sam Venning right in front of us is struggling as the ball's on the far wing.
Favretto has the ball on the wing. Kicks long to half forward. No one could take the mark there. Good punch from behind. Brighton have the footy now. That man, Harvey. Very good kick from Harvey. He's got great skills. Finds Brown. Brown's got a man all by himself. He was the man that was down.
Venning. He was crook as a dog.
He was. Chip kick to the pocket. Oh, that's a good punch from behind. He had us all fooled there, maybe.
Yeah, that's not working. That kick in there, 3-on-1. The ball held up, gave Goodwood time. If you look at this, the time that ball's in the air is the time that they ran in. They'll come into picture, see? 3-on-1.
3-on-1. Where are the other two? Lift the eyes, maybe. Ball comes in. Deep in the forward pocket. No one can really win the tap there, but they've managed to get a quick snap around the corner there, Brighton, but that's chopped out. Tom Edwards. Quick kick to the pocket.
Fabretto, is it, I reckon? See, they don't mind coming
Kicks
back in, man.
They do. And they're finding targets, which I like.
What do you see up here? Long line up here, isn't there?
There is.
All the way across the ground, Goodwood.
There is. They managed to work it out from half back, but it's a 3-on-1 contest. Good contest, though. Brighton managed to recover the footy. That's a lovely kick going forward. Fantastic kick from Osborne. His foot skills have been fantastic today.
He might be getting up there for a beanie as well.
And he's found Jared Miller. Set shots haven't been great in today's game, so we'll see what he can do with this one.
They've kicked, what do they kick? 8 points for the quarter, I reckon.
Yep.
3-3 to 3-9, so 6 points.
6 points, yep.
Miller comes in. He'll be kicking from about 40. Directly in front. Good kick off the boot. And he's got that one. Never looked like missing. That was a fantastic kick off the boot from Miller. That's his third.
That was a penetrating kick, wasn't it?
Was.
That went a long way behind the goals down that end.
Play was set up by that man, Osborne, again. Just managed to find that target.
Alrighty, so we're into this one. Important steady for Brighton just to stay in touch. 15 points. But at the moment, despite going to the non-scoring end, we thought non-scoring end, Goodwood Saints have won the quarter thus far. And Tony, you've got a couple of stats there, thanks to Lockie, our Swell statistician, and Dardfish.
Yeah, so Tate's had 7, Hughes has had 4, Carter's had 4, and up goes the ball in the middle. Can they get one back here? Round it goes, Brighton, plenty. 2-on-1. We've seen a lot of this today. The gang tackling, the hunting I talked about before. They hunt the player, 2 or 3 of them on for the tackle. And look, they don't stand still. They get that ball out. Umpires let that go. Everyone on the bench has caught it. There he is again. Waltzes in, bounces the ball. That is a clever kick. And that is Jacob Hughes for his third. That was what I call a well-manufactured goal. Interesting, they huddled around and caught that play with the ball. Then they all took off. They're up and about. They're energetic. They're thinking about where do I need to be next. And Jacob Hughes bounced that ball through cleverly. And I was just saying as we were calling that, that's the goal they needed, just to steady an answer. They're just on 3 goals, just over 3 goals up. Not enough of a lead. Let's see, player at the back, Carter up. Player at the back of the pack gets it. Very quick, and he's called that a throw there, and that's unfortunate for Tom Anderson. Might have been quick hands. So Ken Bright, we might see a bit of a shootout here. So Osborne it is. He's just going to go long, penetrating kick. Up it goes. Good jukes. This bloke's been good back there, Thomas Edwards. So they come sideways, and this is number 1 with the ball, Jack Carter. So is he going to get caught out? Can Brighton force him to kick it up? He comes across the ground. That's a nice kick. So they're on the far side. Player streaming across the ground is Max Duncan. Now Brighton need to force a 50-50 kick. So if they can get him to put it in the air, which they do, can they get a spoil? Oh, that's not a spoil. That's a push. So can they do it again? Because this is the danger spot. Goodwood have been good with their long kicking over the top of the midfield. There's a 25 metres. That's costly again. Every time we've seen that, though, we've seen a goal result. Now, they're a fair way out here. Let's just see what this player does. So, good to see Tom Anderson. He was accused of throwing earlier, but he's got the ball now. So can they set it up? He puts it up high. Brighton force a 50-50, which is what they want. They spoil the ground. Nice mop up by Goodwood over the top. It clears everyone into the goal square, and players crash the ground and put through right on the half-time siren. 4-9 to 8 for Goodwood in front, winning 2 quarters.
Alrighty, let me go through the goal scorers. We'll take a break. I've been getting some scores down the line, folks, and there are some very incredible scores to share with you at the halftime break. But here it is Goodwood 8-5. That is 53. Brighton are 4-9. That's 33. A 10-point quarter-time lead doubled to a 20-point half-time lead. The goal scorers, and just confirm these with me as I go along, folks, Jacob Hughes 3, 2 to Lobby, and Goods single to James Ridgewell. I've got for the Bombers 3 to Jared Miller, 1 to Nigel Osborne. That is their 4. We will take a break. Thanks to Business Plaza, a huge halftime show coming up very shortly. One of our great supporters here in the Adelaide Footy League this year is Business Plaza. They do great work helping clubs raise much needed funds. One of those is the Goodwood Saints. Let's hear from Craig Scott.
The Goodwood Saints are going to partner with Business Plaza because of their track record, and also they're a major sponsor of the Adelaide Footy League, and they've brought in big companies like Vodafone and Catch Group. We feel we can better engage with our members and our players through the app, and I encourage you to get on board and become a member of Business Plaza.
Hi guys, well we're joined by Dylan Winning from the Trinity Old Scholars Football Club. Welcome along, Dylan.
Cheers mate, thanks for having me.
We're a long way out of the city out here, aren't we?
Yeah, just a bit.
Oh yeah, mate. How long have you been captain of your club?
This is my first year as captain.
Oh, so you haven't... Did you play a trial game at all yet?
Yeah, we had a trial game pretty much a few days before the whole coronavirus took over.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had one, and then
Okay. So you've had to lead them out. You've done one I guess at this point. And,
I've captained a couple of games before. Last year, I was vice captain, so
yep.
Our skip missed a game through a wedding and something else. So I've done it a couple of times.
Bit of experience. That's fantastic. Do you have an expanded leadership group? So captain, vice captain, deputy vice, or a bit more?
So our captain Matthew Brincat.
Yes.
Vice captain we have Matt Rivet and Luke Murphy. And then myself as deputy vice.
So you're going to follow along and learn from these guys.
Hopefully,
Do you have many meetings, and is the coach in on the meetings with the leadership?
We've got a little Facebook group where we chat pretty regularly. But the coach is in on it. Coach and assistant coach Matty Nelson as well.
Yep, so no secrets there.
No,
fantastic.
No, it's better like that.
How's your club captain selected? Is it the coaches, the players, the committee?
It changes every year, I think. It just depends on what the coach thinks. He thinks if it's up to the players, they want to pick their leadership group. Last year it was players, but this year coach decided to take the top rope and pick the captain.
Well done. So you're doing something correctly there, and you've progressed, as you said, over the last couple of years, a little skinny wingman, and now you've progressed into that leadership role, mate. I think you're doing a great job. What style of captain are you on game day? So the autocratic is lead by example and let's get in and do it, and the democratic one that says, okay, we might have to place this bloke here. What do you blokes reckon? So you're saying more...
I'm kind of leaning between both of them, really. I like to give a bit of advice to the coach, seeing out there, being on the football field, that you can see a little bit more that he can't. But more, I like to take lead on the football field and show my skills and get in and under and help out my teammates, do the 1%ers.
Good.
Yeah.
So this one's interesting. What is your Saturday pre-game meal? So not so much breakfast, but what you might have just before the game, if you do have another meal. Some do, some don't.
I eat breakfast, but that's probably it. Once we get to the game and that, I'll just stick to the Powerade and water and just never been a big eater before a game. So.
And the energy's all right through the day.
Yeah, so I'll do a banana and whatnot. starting to get into mandarins. A few of the lads are doing
Yeah.
that, so I do that at half time. But yeah, that's about it.
Oh, well, that's good. It's a bit different to the snakes and everything, so
Yeah.
it's a little bit more natural. Fantastic. So then, do you have a pre-game address, and do you give it in the rooms? Do you give one on the field, or do you do both?
So before the game, coach takes it. He has a quick chat, say
Yep.
rah rah rah, and then on field. So I'm 2 minutes before the game. I'd say that's it. We're on here. This is what we're going to do. This is the way we play, and
Yep.
we go from there. And it's just play our role. That's the main thing. Everyone's got a role to play, and you win your own battle, and we go from there.
Yeah, and it's, look, front of mind, isn't it?
Yep.
The last thing they hear from the leader
Yep.
is going to be what's at front of mind.
Yes, exactly.
Very good. So, Steve, what position do you play?
I'm a midfielder.
All right, and how does that affect your communication skills on field with the rest of the team?
I think obviously it's going to help because, you're in the thick of the action, you're always around the footy, so, at least we've got a few leaders forward and back so they can dictate when, you're in the middle of it as well, but because you're around the ball, it sort of helps, I think.
You like shuffling up forward?
I go up forward. The boys love it, yeah. I definitely
excellent.
not a defender, that's for sure. We had a game where I got on to 9 goals and I got dragged off the field and I wasn't very happy, so I got back on and tried to kick the 10th for the day,
9
and I
goals
got
from
there
a
in the end.
midfielder. Wow.
I got 10 in the end for the day.
Fantastic.
So that was pretty good.
Jeez. Most intriguing game day superstition from a teammate.
Look, there's not many huge ones, but it has to be a few, and they're generally the full forwards, the blokes who don't do much running. They need to be 10, 15 minutes. They need to be all strapped up at massages before the game. They just, there's so much drama there with the full forwards and their forward pockets, and they just have to be getting a rub down 10, 15 minutes before the game.
So
no one else can get in there.
What position do you play, Liam?
I play forward pocket, but mostly midfield, so I get to rest in the forward lines.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, no, I don't get any rub downs before the game.
And the forwards, with all due respect, they get fed. Your premiership clubs, obviously a lot of, and I saw the scores last year. I don't think you guys lost the game, so they get fed. What are they getting a rub down for? They just got to stand there, hit them on the tip with the ball, and away you go.
Look, I think a bit of leather poisoning is a possibility for some of them. So.
Well, there you go. Throw a few under the bus. Very good. Listen, Stuart, how would you like your captaincy to be remembered by the players down the track?
Regardless of our season, I just like to think in a few years' time they'll remember me as their captain. I enjoyed playing footy for Stu.
Yep.
I've got captains that I remember that way, and I just want them to do the same to me.
Yeah, fantastic. Listen, mate, great interview, and look, best wishes for the season ahead.
Thanks very much.
Hey Jeff, where do you get your shoes?
Catch! 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 Catch.com.au. Screaming good deals.
Catch! Where'd you get that perfume?
Catch.com.au. Screaming good deals.
Catch! Where did you get that bag?
Catch.com.au. Screaming good deals.
Catch!
At Carlton Football Club, we use Interchange Pro software to manage our rotations on game day with our men's team, women's team and VFL affiliate Northern Blues. The software is simple and user-friendly and gives us a great idea of how to manage our players' rotations during a match. Interchange Pro provides concise information about players' time on ground and time on the bench. We can also see how long players have been on the ground and configure accurate alerts for individual players to manage their rotations in game time. Using the software, we can keep track of how many minutes our players have played on the ground and spent on the bench for the whole entire season, creating a database. We find Interchange Pro a great solution to managing our players' rotations on game day, and it'll be a great tool at community level too.
Welcome back, everyone. Half time here. The upset's on. Tony, what can you tell us about the stats?
So we can see there inside 50. See, Brighton are winning that, but they're not winning the game. Turnovers are costing them, so they're winning the turnovers, which is not a good stat. Hit-outs you'd expect to Goodwood, of course, and the clearances are Brighton 11-6. Free kicks are equal, so I would say just their endeavour, their heart, and their courage, and they can sniff that they're on today, Goodwood, and they are up and about. So the stats can tell us a few things, but just the general play. What the stats don't tell us is how much players are running, that they're running 50 metres to spread and get to a next contest and so on. So keep an eye out on this second half. And very quickly, an injury to Brighton. Will Rivers has gone off to hospital, I understand, with a cracked cheekbone. So he won't be taking any further part in the game. They're down to 21.
Thanks for that, Tony. All right, the OTR Division 1 scores. 4 of the 5 results have the lower ranked team in front at the moment. Here it's Goodwood Saints by 20. Adelaide Uni lead Rocks by 2. Port District's the only one to script, lead only Mercedes by 14. Athelston lead St Peter's by 7.
Look at that.
And Payneham Norwood Union lead Prince Alfred Old Collegians by 64 points. Ben, very quickly, can you wrap through Division 2 and 3?
Sure can. Foss Camden are leading Old Ignatius by 21. We've got Scotch over Seaton Ramblins by 1 point. Tea Tree Gully over Salisbury North by 24 points. And then we go down to Div 3, and the result we've got is Modbury leading Plimpton by 11 points.
That Glenunga, Henley won. Glenunga are winless, Henley are undefeated, and Glenunga are up by 7. Go figure. Tony, Div 4 and Div 7.
Well, Division 4, Kilburn over Morphy Park are leading Kilburn, but it's only 1 goal to 2. So 7-point lead to Morphy Park. Pembroke and Jeps Cross. Jeps Cross are up by 7 points. Mitcham 1 point over Walkerville at half-time. 6 shots to 10 on the scoreboard, though. Division 7, we have Adelaide Lutheran. 7 points up over Brahma Lodge in what may be the upset of Division 7.
Maybe Brahma Lodge undefeated, but it gets better, folks. Para Hills haven't won a game. They lead Mawson Lake 7-6-48 to 0-8-8. So Para Hills on the verge of their first win. St Paul's lost last week for the first time in 21 games. They're trailing Blackfriars by 13 points at half-time. That's Div 6. Div 5, Kenilworth lead West Croydon by 2. Smithfield lead Paraka by 34. Salisbury lead Lockleys by 3. Salisbury are 5-2. Lockleys are 3-11. Could the Demons get their first loss? And Fitzroy 13-6-84 lead Rosewater 6-5-41. The Roy boys, winless, lead Rosewater by 43 points. Wow. There's going to be a lot of undefeated teams going down, a lot of winless teams celebrating if those scores hold, and we'll give you as many as possible post-match. That is, of course, the halftime show, thanks to Business Plaza. Now, Ben, you're the coach of Brighton. You're getting a lot of the ball. You're not converting. What would you be saying to the lads?
Yeah, look, I think it's just about sticking to the process. We know we're a very, very good team. We know we've had success this year. It's just getting back to basics, trying to get the ball back, the footy back on our terms, the game back on our terms. Trust your good players, keep backing yourself in, and let's turn this around this quarter.
All right, this is a Sports Interactive and Filming Footy production. We'd like to thank our major sponsors, catch.com.au, screaming good deals. It's a screaming good round of the Adelaide Footy League. Is the upset on here? The Saints by 20. It's time for the third quarter, and your caller, Tony Neal.
And I tell you what, I am up and about like Goodwood Saints at the moment. Look at Carter, he's down, he's ready to go. They've got a player at the back of this pack that is absolutely free. I don't know what he dropped at half-time, but no one's going near him. Up he goes. Carter for the first time taps forward. Through they come. We have a game and a half on now, and that's a courageous mark, and he just does it like, this is what I do, run back into a pack. Poor kick forward, though. Got a little bit excited there. Goody Saints, it's going to drop out of bounds. Scott Blessing, that was. Courageous mark, and I'm going to throw 20 seconds in across to our man Ben. You are doing a sensational job today. Jacko's up there on a bit of R&R, mate. What have you got for us, Ben?
Thanks very much. As the ball comes in, Carter again, front position in the ruck work. He's had that spot all day. This time couldn't find a target. We're going to have another ball up.
Banana cake comes out. Look out.
He's going.
Carter
He's
again
going to
with
the
another
top
tap. This time Brighton couldn't quite get a clean possession there. Goodwood looking like they're going to go forward. That's a long kick to the top of the square, and that's a fantastic kick. Angus Clark taking the mark there.
He's competed, hasn't he?
He has, and
Like
that was
him.
Holzbauer again with that takeaway and fantastic kick off the boot. Just kicked it to the perfect spot there. And this should be a formality, Phil, I think.
Should be. Angle slight.
For a man of his
Distance
ability.
minimal. Degree of difficulty not much. Call it home, mate.
As he kicks that one straight through the middle, and that's exactly what you want if you're Goodwood. That's his first today. Just that settler that they want.
And Clark, the recruit from Werribee, that is his first goals in Goodwood colours.
Plenty of messages coming through too, Phil, and someone just saying I hope they can lift in the second half. So it's obviously a Brighton supporter watching at home, and get down here if it's not too late. Look, we can't see the hills. Yes, we can. There's no rain. I'll tell you what, I thought today might have been a wet day. We didn't get it.
There has been rain about. It just seems to pass and split like the parting of the Red Sea in biblical days. Just none coming this way. We've got the Goodwood tap. We've got the Goodwood clearance. They're looking, I think they've got a match high lead at the moment, although that is Nick Burgess tackled by Jack Chalmers. The Bombers have it. What can they do? Ooh, a cross kick to Tate. Could have been trouble. It wasn't. Now quick 1-2 via Carga back to Tate in the T-saucer in the middle. Goes towards the forward 50. Look at all the red that's there. Tommy Edwards. They could have had a Saints raffle.
That kick might make it rain.
And yeah, it could make it rain. It was high. And again, the clearance out of defence leads to the terms. But the only thing that Goodwood have struggled with, their defence has been stoic, but they do give Brighton extra chances, as it's with Tarquin Brown.
And you very rarely see this from Brighton. They're just coming around the outside. Player looks inside. That's the kick that has to hit. Players wait for it. Runs allowed to run through the middle. It's gone back out the side from whence it came. Couldn't take it. Actually kicked that to Goodwood Saints' advantage, did Jared Miller. Now it's a little bit of a lull there. Not quite sticking the tackle. Plenty it is inside with the left foot. Beautiful kick to the top of the square. Outnumbered again. Goodwood will clear easily. And I'll tell you who's out here. I like this player, Ben Holtzbauer. He's getting better as the game goes on. Just stops and props. Nice kick. And big leap up there, Lachlan Ryan. We haven't called him much today. Just slows it down. This is what we call tempo football. Comes along the wing. Only a couple of minutes in. Good competition again by Angus Clark. Oh, strong there by Brighton. Just a hurried kick by Goodwood now. It's going to bounce towards us. This bloke here, Angus Clark, hasn't had a lot of the ball, but geez, he's a competitor. Loved his game today. He's one of those ones, sacrificial acts and just the little things. As can we see Wakefield win a tap? He's good at this standing off. We saw this last week against the bigger players. So Carter it is again. Taps forward. Brighton trying to bobble. That player there hunted the ball. Very well done. And just coming up. So Fraser Goods, are we going to see Will Rivers missing? Brighton down to 21, Ben. So they're going to struggle to keep going and finish out the game.
Absolutely. They looked like a fit team last week, so we'll see if they've got the legs there.
Ooh. Jeez.
Pushed as he kicked there.
Boyle, best player last week.
He was. Quick kick out.
Ooh.
Oh, great kick to advantage. But he's played on. And as you say, Tone, the player wasn't ready. We're just going to settle. The umpire's paid the throw.
Farquhar was running away from it, getting set up, and the player handballed to him.
Absolutely.
So the kick from Venning inside ends up with McDonald. Here's a tap to Plenty. Has missed to the right-hand side. That is the Bombers' first score of the day. 4-10. That is 34. And we talked about their previous two meetings last year. Goodwood Saints won both. Brighton had more scoring shots. We're possibly tracking towards that today. As a couple of kids that were sitting dangerously on the fence are now sitting dangerously on top of the
That's
containers.
a safer position up there.
It's only a 3-metre drop.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're kids. They'll bounce. It's a kick out.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, there's carnage on the field. Oh, thank goodness that wasn't the kids on the container, but these guys are getting a bit slow to get up.
Maybe they're backing the fact that Brighton have kicked 4-10, Phil. They're sitting directly in the middle of the goals there.
They are, and that's right. The safest spot right behind the goals. Special comment, as Goodwood have tried to move it forward. Dempsey's marked, but it's going to come back. There's advantage, and I think that was a little bit too much.
And that's Wakefield in the middle of the ground, still on his hands and knees after that pack just collapsed, didn't they, all of them?
Take it away, Tony.
So out wide here with the kick inside 50 but out wide and 2-on-1. And there was a bit of talk at half-time about, I reckon he's one of our better players on the day, Jacob Hughes there, the man with one glove, has had a great game. And why wouldn't you kick to him? He's not the tallest out there, but I tell you what, he competes and he can take a grab. So umpire right by the scoreboard there. They were smart over there. They've got an umbrella just in case it rains, but they've put that down. So out it comes now. Strong through there, and here's our second player that might be going for the Beanie Osborne. But geez, I'll tell you what, they've been really good at this, Goodwood. Can't come inside, so he goes outside. Not a big pack forming there, but not a strong play to go outside, but just a bobbling around there of the ball, bit of aerial ping pong. They are strong at the ball here, Goodwood. Can't get it up. Brighton head down and taken in the tackle. Umpires just put the arms up and it bobbles out here. Strong tackle again. Umpires have let this go a fair bit, Ben.
They have.
It's still going to see rolling maul, we call that.
Well, the rugby club's just behind us, so might be well trained in seeing how it works.
Absolutely. State of origin, you put the whistle away.
Up it goes.
It does. Brighton with the takeaway here. Can they hit a target? And it's another one that's been shinned. That's been the story of the day for them. And the ball goes out just forward of centre. We've got 4:10 to 9:5.
Here's me bad umpire.
Almost 8 minutes gone.
Now, look.
You can.
Oh,
You're not happy with that technique.
No, he's all right. He's doing a good job.
Goodwood with the tap again. Still no one can get the takeaway. It's a hot footy at the moment. Or there's a quick kick in to the forward 50, but the whistle's gone.
Bombers free.
Ben Tate with the free, Phil.
Indeed. A chance to reset, take a breath. Hard to believe that this side is unbeaten. And how different they looked last week against St. Peter's. Or maybe it's just the fact that they took their opportunities. Statistically, if you did not know the score, you'd say Brighton are possibly just in front. But they're struggling to get it between the big white ones. Jack Carter's taken the mark in defence.
Towering grab.
He's going to bring it down the club room. The seaside side of Brighton. If you don't know the area here, we're about 500 metres from the beach.
This player needs to lift, Phil.
He does. This is Tarquin Brown. He's a key one. Gets it across now to Bonfiglio. Sorry, Tony, I know you wanted to call him on that. Gets it across to Harvey. Harvey with the headband. Oh, just creates some space that wasn't there. Oh, and that is a Barry Crocker of a kick. Can Goodwood on the turnover create something through Dempsey? He's gone the long kick, but only as far as Tarquin Brown. It's turnover city. Can you fix it, Tony Neal?
Well, Tarquin Brown, see, Brighton have come away from their game plan a bit. They don't do this very often where they're switching, but that first kick's okay. It's this kick here that's important. there's a big space in front of us, and now kicks to the ruckman. He's going to be outdone there, easily outdone, and there's a mark to Goodwood, and he's brought himself into the game, bit Jack Carter, over.
That's a great kick.
Over the top, and we have a player, this might be Favoretto, is it? We haven't called a lot of. He's not turning around facing goals. Now he is, and he'll kick from 40 metres out. No angle, waltz in, should be laid down Mazaire, but see, I don't go for that because that's the commentator's curse. Let's just see what he does. He's gone back enough, holding the ball very well, a bit stiff-armed for my liking, but he shaved the side of the head back, just drops it onto the boot, puts the hand up, says, there you go, Tony, that's how you go about it. And I put as much gravy on that as I could, and he still got it through, so didn't let me down. And that's Nick Favoretto's first goal, as young Holtzbauer has been lively in this third quarter, walking past us, still calling out little bits and pieces there. They are under pressure, Ben, Brighton, at this point of the game.
Goodwood have been very good early. First 2 goals of this quarter, looking very, very solid, consolidating that lead so far.
31-point margin, Ben. How far out does it become too far for the Bombers?
Well, I think it's looking ominous as we speak.
Matches the weather.
It does.
Tate on his own, and also my man up forward, Brown, is now the spare man down back as well. So they've got 2 back, Phil.
Alrighty, so the kick forward is going to be marked by Jay Boyle, and this is an important steadier for Brighton just to stay in touch, and Boyle seems to have got collected as part of that. Bit slow to get up. Might get you to watch, Tony, at the next centre bounce, how many spare in defence Goodwood have, because it looks most times that Brighton go forward that they've got about 3 extras, or maybe it's the work rate to get in position quicker, I'm not sure. Big kick for the Bombers. They're all going to be big from here. They've kicked 4 goals, 10. Boyle, who is goalless thus far today,
4-11 now,
has missed a gettable one.
Safest place in the world, those kids at the moment.
Those kids are in no danger at all. In fact, one of them's decided he wants to play ball boy and go and fetch it from the construction site, which he does very quickly and ably. Want to see how he gets back up on the construction. Now, he's got down. He's there to get back up. We're not going to be able to see that because it's back to the action and Tony Neal.
So ball right down into the middle of the ground. Umpires plucked the free kick out. It's going the way of Brighton. Can we get a few little run-ons here by Brighton, put a bit of pressure back on Goodwood? This is the kick that needs to hit. Doesn't quite hit it properly. Goodwood have been great at this all day. They're clearing well. Long kick out, 3-on-1. But how's the crumbing? Now, there's 4 players back here for Brighton, if anyone's watching on TV, and Goodwood are just streaming forward. If they can manufacture something out of this. So grab in front of there's 4 defenders back here. Now Goodwood have got players back. So that means if there's 4 defenders back, there's 4 players for Goodwood that are free through the middle of the ground. As we see a player running through with his hand in the air, kicks the right to the top of the square, pack forms, up he goes, and that's what we need to see from Mitch Wakefield. Last week, Phil, we saw a bit of him in the second half. He got better, didn't he?
And Sammy Claughton got a bit tighter from Saints from memory. As the Bombers will bring it down the coastal side, go with Ben Tippett.
Switches back into the middle now. There's good steadying play for Brighton. Options up on the wing, and he's gone there. Couldn't quite hit the target in Miller. He's got the free kick and 25. Looking to move quickly. Looks like a lot of Goodwood players down the line, so he might have to go inboard. He goes short.
Here's the big fella. Go and say his name.
Kanatsukusis.
I've got Hayden.
Kanasauskas.
Kanasauskas is the pronunciation. Has the footy. Half forward. Goes to the pocket. Still outside the 50. Goodwood first hands on the footy. And looks like we're going to have a ball up.
You might have hit the nail on the head there. A lot of times, haven't they?
They have.
First hands on the footy.
They have.
Correct.
Mason Ellis looked a little bit proppy there.
They're going at a pretty slow pace at the moment, and we're only 14 minutes into the third quarter.
Oh, that's going on off the ball.
Brighton free. Here's your man again, Ben.
Man again. Kicks to... Oh, he's found a target there. Who is that?
That's Sam Venning.
Sam Venning they found.
And he's in
good hands there out in front.
He's kicked 7 goals in their two games.
We've just seen the replay there. Solid hands under pressure.
Alrighty, Ben. Here's your big chance to kick.
Well,
call
hopefully
the
he
kick
doesn't
on
let
goal.
you down, Phil.
Now we have the Jacko Jinx.
The Jacko Jinx.
So
I won't use that there. I won't back him in just yet.
Aim for the
but
kids.
He's kicking from 40. Exactly
Aim
right.
for that one standing up.
Have a look at them all. I was going to say, you attracted a crowd going for the mark, and there's a crowd behind the goals. Go on, Ben. Here we
As
go.
he comes in, kicking from 40, slight angle. So take a good kick from here. And he's missed to the right. Never looked good off the boot,
They're going
one.
to be asking for those kids to move soon.
Absolutely.
They're providing a distraction, like a cheer squad behind waving flags and stuff.
4 goals, 12.
Yeah.
14 shots to 16.
It can happen.
16 shots each, sorry.
Alrighty, so Goodwood Saints have it. They kick to the lacrosse pocket, where the Brighton team is in action there. Goes left. Goes right. I think that's Josh Slate with the kick. Into a fairly busy area. Angus Clark, he's clunked a few today as young Angus.
Nice kick too.
He goes for a long penetrating kick towards that 50-metre arc. He managed to skedaddle Burgess. Now Brighton have it. Bit of an unintentional trip by the man lying down. And so it's going to be with Jay Boyle. In front of that XX3 sign, which I think is some sort of club 23rd man thing at a guess. Big fly from behind.
Yes. Go on, say his name.
By Kanasauskas.
We've all had a go. I reckon
we'll get it right,
Phil.
Yeah, but anyway, it is a Brighton, it is a Goodwood Saints free. In the red today, as the visiting team, Tommy Edwards. Again, going with some sort of breeze. And in the end, a stalemate created. Time to hand over. We are 16 minutes into the third quarter. Goodwood Saints lead by an even 30 points.
And Wakefield, they're the grabs he needs to take, I think, gentlemen, to just put his stamp on the game. And it's given Goodwood a chance here with the ball up. Players going in hard there. Karga, number 7, we see. And off the back of the pack, there's the spare. Tarquin Brown, I've mentioned it before. He's all on his own back here for Goodwood. They're putting a bit of time into Jacob Hughes just back here, who's lining up at full forward. He's not going to get to this ball, but players are just being a bit physical with him, trying to put him off his game. As Brighton come wide now, down to the half-back flank, 2-on-1. Umpire says, take a free kick, son. They're trying to get the ball back to him. Goodwood Saints player pushing the player here, which gives time for their defenders to get back. Got away with it. So play with the ball now. He's got plenty of options running forward, but they're only 15 metres off him. So big pack forms, kicks into the middle. That has to be the direct kick. And Harrison Ball's been okay. Now if they can get through the middle, there's what he needs to be doing. That's good to see by young Mitch Wakefield. He's a tall, lanky, athletic look. Geez, he goes. As he played on, he has. Lazy looking kick. Wellesby we haven't mentioned all day. Loved him last week. Geez, he's a nice kick too. But he's just jogged off there. So what's happened? He's stopped square of that player. Left it open, I guess. But now we see Goodwood. 2-3 players around the ball. Too easily. Just waltzes out. Gets on his right foot. Kicks 2 on 1. Wellesby can't hold it. And Goodwood would be happy with that. Luke Donaldson right on the boundary there we can see on screen. No, it is a free kick. Good to see Wellesby get into it. Nothing inside except the umpire. If he kicked to the tall umpire now, he'd have him. So he has to go down the line. Goodwood have forced that from them. Can't get a grab. Got a free kick. And that's smart play by Goodwood, Ben.
It is.
Wow.
Goodwood with the ball now. Handball on, play on quickly. Running across half back. Looking to work through the middle of the ground now. Long kick into the forward 50. They got numbers back. Hughes in a great position. He never looked like missing that one. He just used the body brilliantly. Long, quick entry, and that was about a 60-metre kick.
And the courage to use the middle of the ground.
Absolutely.
Should add that is the second time this quarter that Favretto's had a pinpoint long penetrating kick to a target inside 50.
We haven't seen the corridor used a lot today, and that was a fantastic example of how quick the transition can be. Hughes coming up for his 4th goal. He's got it. Wasn't the best ball drop in the world, but he's got it through. Kicking his 4th, 4-12 to 10-6, Phil.
Well, last week he kicked 4 of the Goodwood Saints 8 and got the Best on Ground award, so he might well be in the running for the beanie thanks to Dartfish this afternoon. And that, for mine, is the biggest lead of the game.
I really like the way he plays. Just those mid-sized forwards can take the ball on the lead but also use their leg speed, and he's been fantastic pushing up the ground and doing that well today.
This quarter, Goodwood Saints have kicked 7 goals. No, sorry, they have kicked 3 goals, 1. Brighton have kicked 3 behinds.
Ooh, wrestle on there.
And the Saints have taken a 10-point quarter lead, extended it to 20 at the half, and now it is 36. They're winning every quarter. And look, the goods as we're about to head to time on.
Back clash.
40-40 rule I've got. If you're 40 points up, 40 minutes to go, you don't lose. Now, that's a Sandful rule, and no one won one team in 15 years. Not sure if it applies here at amateur level.
There's a lot of 40s and a lot of 1s in there, Phil. I'm confused.
Well, a lot of winning if you're 40 points up with 40 to go. This is Clark. Well, it was Carter, so his kick going to be rebounded by Brighton. Goodwood Saints do well just to hold it up for the cavalry to arrive. Now it's with Fraser Goods, who's got a couple of goals. Penetrating kick in the goal square. Free kick. Top of the square. And my 40-40 rule's about to hit. Angus Clark will not miss from there.
And we see Luke Donaldson up and about there. As a coach, you watch that and you just know, okay, this isn't going to come back out. That is so encouraging to the work that you've put in through the week.
21 minutes gone. Comes in now, straight in front. Umpire takes a couple of steps. The trees protect it. And the Saints are looking a good thing. 12-6-78. Brighton 4-12-36. 42 points the margin. Oh, gee, do we call it now? I'm tempted, Tony.
So a couple of things there, which Ben alluded to before the game, was the physicality in the middle, and there was a big clash with Scott Blessing and Jacob Carger, I reckon it was, in the middle, and Blessing came out on top and put in that physicality back. Now, this week on our show Between the Posts, I'm going to talk about the kryptonite with some of these teams that are up the top, and I'll tell you what, Goodwood might be the kryptonite for Brighton here, because they're physical, they're at them as they go forward now. Brighton, can they look at the numbers down here that are in red? 2-1. They've gone outside, they could be in trouble. 1, 2, 3, too easy out. Now look, there's 4 Brighton players back behind the play here that haven't chased hard enough, and they are out here across the other side. They are playing great football here, Goodwood. So, as I said, were they imposter in the first few rounds, but they are playing great football. Geez, that's a high kick, made it hard. Player unable to take the mark, but they still come down with it. It's just falling into their hands here. Big pack. Brighton, last week they would have got out with this. They've kicked it straight back. In it comes. 3-on-1. There's my man from up forward for Brighton, but he's down back, Brown, and he's taken that player high. Umpire says, give it to me. I'll tell you what, and if Goodwood now get another one, she may well be Lady Almazier. So, they are kicking with a slight breeze to the left of the screen. Big pack around this. Who can get this? No one. On the ground, up it comes. Not too many outriders. You look at Goodwood, they're 8 to 10 metres off the pack, and Brighton are all at the ball. You got some good stats there, Ben, as
we do, and Goodwood doing really well. 11-6 inside 50s.
As the ball comes around, they've got, look, 2 players to give through. 1 step. That's a huge kick. That could be goal of the day, Scott Blessing. 1 step, bang, around the corner, and they surge ahead. Look at them run to him. He has just attracted bees to the honey.
And that is his first goal in Goodwood Saints colours. Recruit from Westminster Old Scholars.
He might be one of the ones we're looking at for goal of the week. So back to our stats, Ben.
Absolutely. As I said, Goodwood 11-6 inside 50s. They're also leading the hit-outs 11-3. Brighton 6-3 with the clearances, though. Brighton 8-4 the frees.
Wow.
Yes. And Brighton 9 turnovers to Goodwood 10.
Yeah, they're under pressure, Brighton. I don't think they've had this pressure through the year. Ruckman go up. There he is, our man in the middle now. Hughes, is there anything he can't do? Yeah, he can't find a player up forward, Ben.
He can't. Brighton with the kick now, up towards the wing. Carger all by himself. Handball out there, that was Riddle. Still with the footy, Riddle.
Ambitious.
Long kick towards the top of the square. It's a 2-on-1 contest again.
Jump ball.
Will it be? No.
Carter.
It is Carter. Oh, he's got a man all by himself.
Was he over in the lacrosse club, that bloke? Just wandered out.
He was. Dempsey with the footy now. Short kick into the middle. Finds Hughes. Pushing up the ground. Hughes, as we talked about before. Just switches the ball back to half-back.
24 minutes in.
Plays on now. Tried to find it. Oh, they've got it. Good fall of the footy there. Long kick again into the forward line, but absolutely nothing. Oh! They just got the fall. And Angus Clark just had the footy fall in his lap and kicks the simplest of goals.
3-on-1.
That's his third. And it was 3-on-1. And the footy, as we know, when it's that oval-shaped ball, just sometimes falls in your lap. Here comes the replay.
Tony, how many times today has the Goodwood Saints player been able to get out the back of the Brighton defenders?
And that's just an A-grade bounce, isn't it? Still did well to get the ball onto his boot, though.
I reckon that's 5 times.
Do you know their work rate is being rewarded? That was amazing there. The work rate up the ground. We see Jacob Hughes. I reckon he's a Monty for the beanie at the moment as the ball goes up. We'll come back to that in a moment, Phil. Carter's competing in the middle.
So we're in the T-saucer at the moment. This game is done. Not 54 points up, 3/4 time imminent. I'm not sure how many 10-goal quarters we see at this level, but you just don't see it from Brighton. And just whilst we have a break here, I've got a score from Paynham. And the Falcons are leading Prince Alfred at lemon time, that's 3/4 time, by 62 points. So we are likely to see the top 2 teams in the league get belted. Not just lose, but get belted in the 1 week. We're back in the centre. Goodwood Saints clearance. Again, they're going long. This time there's a Brighton player at the back. They've learnt, but front and square. That's Fraser Goods looking for Dempsey. Had the strength, but couldn't quite hold on to it. Now he's battling 3. He's keeping it a contest as the siren goes. What a quarter by the Goodwood Saints. They kicked 6 goals. Brighton goalless. A 20-point half-time lead is now...
A lot.
A lot. Exactly right. He's now 54. As Ben Tippett heads to the huddles, can't wait to see what he hears from Brighton's. Can tell you for the Saints, goal scorers, Jacob Hughes 4, Angus Clark 3, I think all in that quarter. 2 to Sam Lorby, 2 to Fraser Goods, singles to Scott Bleasing, Nick Favretto and James Ridgell. That adds up to 14 for Brighton. Same as at half-time, 3 to Jared Miller, 1 to Nigel Osborne. We're in for the upset. We will take a break thanks to Sports Interactive and Filming Footy. This is Matchday Live.
At Carlton Football Club, we use Interchange Pro software to manage our rotations on game day with our men's team, women's team and VFL affiliate Northern Blues. The software is simple and user-friendly and gives us a great idea of how to manage our players' rotations during a match. Interchange Pro provides concise information about players' time on ground and time on the bench. We can also see how long players have been on the ground and configure accurate alerts for individual players to manage their rotations and game time. Using the software, we can keep track of how many minutes our players have played on the ground and spent on the bench for the whole entire season, creating a database. We find Interchange Pro a great solution to managing our players' rotations on game day, and it'll be a great tool at community level too.
Hey Jeff, where do you get your shoes?
Catch! 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 Catch.com.au. Screaming good deals.
Catch!
Welcome back, folks. Three-quarter time. It is the Goodwood Saints by 55 points. Sorry, 53 points. Looking at those inside 50s, Tony, Brighton had dominated the inside 50s until that quarter. Goodwood Saints are now getting on top where it counts.
And the difference is, you get the inside 50s one thing, but actually scoring. Listen to them roar out there, boy oh boy. So they're inside 50s, but they're kicking goals with it, whereas Brighton were getting it in 50, but Goodwood were defending quite well. You expect the hit-outs. Carter has done a mountain of work in there. But I tell you what, Abel is supported by our goal scorer with 3 there. Angus Clark really has started to shine. The hit-out 16-4.
Just the hit-outs, if you total them up over the 3 quarters, Goodwood Saints lead the hit-outs today 46 to 15. 46 to 15. As you see, our intrepid commentator / boundary rider, any job we give to him, he does great. Ben Tippett's back. Ben, what's happening in the huddles?
Thanks, Phil. Obviously, Goodwood very, very happy. They want to finish strong here. Don't take the foot off the pedal. They know they're against the wind, so be smart with their possession. Brighton, there's not a lot of happy words there from the coach. They know it's the 3rd time they've lost in a row to Goodwood, so they really need to finish strong and show something this quarter. Very, very frustrating. They're not playing with their brand of footy, so they need to do that this quarter.
All about the brand in the 2000s.
I'd agree with that. As I said, the kryptonite seems to be when Brighton have the ball, they're squeezed up. They have to try and pick a player out, and they can't do it. Goodwood, they seem to flock. They have 2 or 3 come in for a punch or a tackle or whatever, and put Brighton under pressure, and it's pressure that Brighton haven't had this year. Now, they're kicking with a little bit of a breeze to the left. I wouldn't say a huge breeze, but going on the last quarter, that'd be the scoring end, but that's only because Goodwood played so well, not because of the conditions of the day.
Just waiting for the kids to clear. They're down the other end now, following the Bombers, goal-to-goalers, with Tony Neal.
So umpire balls it up, ball hits the ground, so no one able to take it cleanly. Brighton just not getting his own way. Carger goes back and gets it. Last week that handball would have hit a target, and that would have been inside 50 by now. If you look to the left of the screen here, all the Brighton players are within 20 metres of each other. It's just a big pack congestion. Down it goes though. They're not going to get it down there. It's Goodwood's ball. Can't quite get it over the back of the pack. He's dropped himself to the ground now, unfortunately. Dempsey kicked goal of the week last week. Ball comes out, stolen away now. Just a bomb, not going to get inside 50, not going to quite make it. That is strong hands, and they're starting to really stamp their authority on the game. 1 handball, 2 handball, they've got a spare out there. Oh, it's just fortuitously fallen to the player who was waiting for the handball. He's got a free out of it, so it's going to go back.
Carter, I think it is.
That player out there was on it. Yeah, Carter it is, number 1. So will he go down the wing or will he switch? He's got the switch on if he wants. He's got an option through the middle and he's gone down to a 50-50 pack. Probably could have used it a bit better. That's a huge pack that forms. Goodwood now, player on the ground falling to his knees, Ben, and he has received the free kick.
He has, Osborne.
Jacob Hughes has been great today as well.
He has.
This is Lachlan
Ryan
Ryan
with the footy.
Oh, he's gone
Quick
outside.
kick. He has. Very short kick. Like they said, they want to be smart with their foot skills, so maybe the short option is on.
A lot of players up that end of the ground in there. Look, they'll come in, but look how many's up there.
This is Carter.
Out of the beaming lights. Beaming lights of that car
back to Edwards. We called Edwards before the start of the game as a player to watch. He's been okay in the second half. Setting up the play from half back. This is Ryan again. Again switches the footy.
They're
Still
all
a half
attracted
back.
to that light. They're like moths. Look, there's a car out there with its headlights on, and they're attracted to it.
Now finally goes down the wing. One-on-one contest. No one can take the mark. Very well crumbed. Working the ball with handball there. And we've got an inside 50. Brighton have mopped up. Oh, that's a great handball out the back.
To Brighton.
It was. Over the top of his head, though. They might steady here, but he doesn't have a lot to kick to. That's a great mark.
Great mark and a bit of traffic too. So
who have we got out there?
That's Nigel
We've got Osborne again.
He's been stellar in a losing effort.
Short kick by Osborne. Couldn't find a target again.
There's the headlight. Look.
And Carter.
Right there.
It is. He's taking... directly to the headlight.
Probably can't see it on screen, but that gentleman is he holding a baby there? That car's got the headlight on and the ball's attracted to it.
He is.
Yeah,
Your man's about to throw it in again, Phil.
Yeah, it's going to get dark before we finish tonight, I can tell you. And there is a lot of rain about, just checking the weather radar, but it's just bypassing us, which I think we're all grateful for, especially our cameraman. The Bombers will clear. They're inside 50. That's better play. Nice lead, nice grab by Venning, who, by my calculations, is goalless this afternoon.
Yeah, he was good in around that 50 last week too, wasn't he, Phil? He sort of uses the 50 really well. He can be out wide or through the middle, but what do you reckon, Phil? He's 45 out, mate?
I'm going to back him. He did miss one down the other end, but he's kicked 3 goals last week, 4 the week before in his 2 games this season for the Bombers. Let's see how they line up here. Benning comes in. Looks pretty good. That is the straightest they have shot all day, the Bombers. They go to 5-12-42. Not a lot of a reaction from around the ground, but a nice goal to Sam Venning.
That was probably their best forward line 50 entry today. Great kick. Spot up a target.
I think the kids have gone home, that's why. He wasn't getting distracted. Wow. So can they do something? They're a long, long way behind, but they've had, 19 scoring shots each. Have they? Or are they 5? No, sorry. 17 scoring shots.
17 to 19 at the moment.
Yep. So up it comes, down it comes, and Favretto, it is.
Worked
takes
himself
the ball.
into it.
He did. He needs to. He's been good, though, today in patches. But takes front position, ball comes out. And down the ground. He's been very good too. Scott Blessing, he's done a lot of the bargey work in through the middle of the ground. I guess you call it sacrificial running and unrewarded work, and he's taken a few beltings today. A lot of players free to the left here for Goodwood. About to go where the ball goes here. They've got, look at number 20 here, Holzbauer. He's set up, can't see it on screen, just behind that number 10 there. He's set up very well behind Josh Slape. Now he's come a little bit this way. Can't get it out there. Oh, dropped there. Dropped the ball. Good tackle. Umpire was blindsided and says push in the back. And could this be a mini attack from Brighton? They're still a fair way out, Ben.
Have they kicked 2 in a row today, Brighton?
Yes, they did time one of the first quarter.
Early. Another long kick. Couldn't quite find a target inside 50. That's been the story of the day. Goodwood now clearing. And they've worked the ball to McDonald out on the wing. McDonald now.
Oh.
Sorry, that was Elms. And there's a turnover now. And back again to Goodwood. Handball into the middle to that man, Carter. Now they've worked this one well. Long kick. That's a very high ball. But it's all Brighton back there. Still couldn't take the mark. It was the beast, as Tones called him. Hopefully with a steadying kick. But again, it's a bit of a floater. That's gone out towards the boundary line at half back.
And that Farquhar, I think he's actually hurt himself a little bit. As soon as he kicked that, he just dropped his hands to his knees and stood still. No run on, no, I'll get down the ground or whatever. To be honest, though, he's just having a bit of a limp. He might have hurt himself a bit there. Continue on, gentlemen.
Phil.
Our boundary umpire has changed ends. This time he's got the wind at his back. Still a little bit short on the throw. We'll give that one to Carter. Now, here's some courage to go down and get that in front of the rampaging pack. And umpire said, you deserve a free for that. And I would concur. Wouldn't find me doing that. I like my bones intact. Kicked inside 50. Oh, bit of a push out maybe. Fraser Goods is claiming it. He's got it. And I think Adam Beaumont, who came in for Otis Carthy, taking Otis's jumper, number 16, is saying, what about the push? Let's see if there was one.
How far do you reckon he's out there?
No. If the push was there, it was early, and Beaumont ran under the ball.
You're going to be on 50, Phil?
Just inside, probably about 45, I would suggest.
Oh,
bit of a stutter.
Oh, he's happy with it off the boot.
The kids are gone. Let's have a goal. And the Saints go marching on. Goodwood of 15, 5.95. Brighton 5-12-42. Tony Neal.
No, that's his third.
That's his third. Thank you, Tony.
But he kicked that, but the way he ran in then, And he screamed before it went through. I thought, he's got an ingrown toenail, that lad. Just screamed.
It's like the tennis grunt.
He was happy. Yeah, happy.
Maybe he bought that football on catch.com.au.
So player free at the pack. There it is.
Screaming good kick.
There was a player free at the back of that pack. You look at Goodwood. If you're watching this on the screen, 1, 2, 3 players to the left of this pack. One player a little bit free. Oh, he's met his match with the beast. Taps that forward, Carter, and away they go. Oh, just raked out of his hands there, and that was Osborne. And he just pretty much gave up on it, if you like. It was raked out. Bit of disappointment. See, once again, 4 or 5 players back behind the ball. Carter does twice the tap. Just walking through the middle there. He's gone to screwy. It sort of didn't quite come off as he wanted. Unable to take it, Brighton. A player dragged out there and umpire missed it. There's our last goal scorer. Bumbles it forward. It's going to bounce out to the right, and you wouldn't believe it, it's gone out, and it enables a throw-in to the Goodwood advantage. And the big fella here, Angus Clark, puts his hand up, and they haven't lost a thing with him going into the ruck as well. Geez, that's handy. Now, if you're watching this at home, all the players in one half of the ground again, so the press has gone up by Goodwood. So even if Brighton get it out one kick, it's going to come back. Geez, hits inside, that's dangerous. So here they go. Can they get that one kick out? Takes a bounce, bit of a cartwheel, takes it up. I reckon Kevin Bartlett and just gave it up there, and around it comes Osborne. Now the little fella can't quite get onto that ball. It's got from one end to the other without a kick. Anyway, here it comes now. Out they go. Goodwood, it's going to come back. This is what we call circle work, Ben.
It is circle work.
There's that car with the lights again.
It is like a moth to the lights again.
Where's the baby gone?
Just got a moment to settle here.
This is what football's all about. You can see the esky there. You can see the deck chairs, mates gathering, enjoying an afternoon at the footy.
Ball comes in. This time Brighton with the takeaway. Hopefully he can hit a target here.
Come the fat
good
side.
Kick. Oh, that's a great kick to the fat side. Couldn't quite hang on to it.
Watch
and
this bloke
Goodwood
go.
now. Geez, he's a smart player. Just put that one on the boot. Round the corner. Finds a target. Handball into the middle. Quick kick into the forward line. Big pack of players. And it's just fallen their way so often today, Goodwood. Sometimes it's your day. Big kick around the body. And just offline by Favoretto there. Couldn't quite kick that one around the corner, but a good passage of play from Goodwood again. They just look in control all day.
Brighton have got one out the back here. If they get 2 or 3 kicks, they've got Harrison Boyle on his own. Now there's a player coming back to him, which now leaves Shane Harvey on his own in the middle. So they need to get a good kick. Harvey can sprint out to the wing here. They've got 2 free here. If they can get it, Goodwood have pressed up. They're not accountable. But it's come Goodwood's way. Sorry, continue on, gentlemen.
So this is Dempsey by the boundary line, centres the ball. Brighton are there. Oh, they haven't been able to claim the mark or control it for long enough, but there's enough numbers there. Ends up with Osborne. He'll get a long penetrating kick, finds Venning too far out to score. Attacking edge of the centre square, beautiful lead.
Good
lead. Right into the lap of Lachlan Ryan. Only problem is Lockie's wearing red. He's got it out. I think that's Clark on the outer side. So the biggest score that Goodwood Saints have kicked this year is 16 goals, 6. They're a goal shy of that. That was against Adelaide Uni 2 weeks ago. They got that win, and I want to talk about how important that first win is. They haven't looked back since. We're with Ryan. Kicks to the broadcast position. This is Josh Slate in the red. The old St. Raphael's colours going in board, and this is just a training drill at the moment, Tony.
Max Duncan. Yeah, look, it's, there might be 5 or 6 possessions here and they're not even outside the 50. Brighton are letting them do it because it's not man on man. They're more guarding a spot. Now, they've crept up probably 10 metres here. If he wants to go backward, there's a man in the goal square, but they come shorter first of all to Carter. There's still a man in the goal square back here.
Have a look at all that crowd on the outer side, though.
Yeah, looking down the ground. I'll tell you what else is great. If he kicks this long enough, probably now 20 metres from that. Oh, up they go. Charging through. A bit of Timmy Watson there. Bounding through. Geez, they've been good at this, Goodwood. There's numbers around the ball. Well, not so good there. Player still down on the ground. Goodwood
Harvey
fumble here. There it goes into goal. And Harvey has kicked the goal. On that far wing out there, there's a nice old sign. It's like the old days of footy, home of the mighty Bombers. They must bring that out every week down there as well, as Harvey just waltzed into goal. Might be a bit too late if you just tuned in. That is 6 goals, 12. That scoreboard is not the wrong way around. It's not 12-6, it's 6-12, which would be something they're not akin to seeing down here at Brighton. And look at the visitors, 15-6. So very accurate. They've been good all day, Goodwood. Hope they don't take the foot off the pedal here as Luke Donaldson clapping and yelling now. I reckon we might see a couple more goals yet. 13 minutes 20 into the quarter as Angus Clark it is about to take the ruck. So everyone is pretty much behind the ruckman here. So where's it? It has to go left. There it is. Had to have. Everyone was there. There was no one. If they'd have hit it forward, no one would have got it. So let's see what happens now as they set up. A lot of numbers to the left of screen. One player to the right. Left it goes. Right where he paddled it. Oh, not taken there. So, very well done by Brighton. A little bit of teamwork. This is what we saw last week. On again to the last goal scorer. Waltzes in. Has a look at him. And he's missed it this time. So, young Shane Harvey, accurate for one and missing one.
He's worked hard today, Harvey. He's got a clip around the head and the bandage around it as well, so it was good to see him get some reward there.
Is this Favoretto, I reckon?
It is. Kicks long to half-back. Oh, Clark was pushed out there. He's going to get the free kick.
Scott and Ehrlich haven't called him much either.
No. So Clark really liked his game today.
We'll have a look at the beast on the mark. He's massive. Oh.
Has the ball across half-back. Looking inboard. May go down the line. And he does. Kicks it high to a big pack of players. Oh, Hughes got up high. Couldn't quite bring it down. The ball spills out. Quick kick off the boot there. And it's going to be intercepted by that player Chalmers, who plays on quickly. Spots up Osborne in the middle of the ground. Just takes a bit of time. Switches the play again. We're out on the defensive wing.
Ooh.
Starting to link up okay here, Brighton.
He's been good lately, Chalmers. He's
He
only a
has.
young bloke.
He has. Good kick into the middle, finds Venning. He's worked himself into the game as well.
Oh.
Not a great kick off the boot, but finds a target. And that's a long kick forward. But again, the big man back there in Clark.
Now there's a mismatch.
Chop out. It's a big mismatch. And they're out here, Goodwood, working the ball by foot up to the wing, and that one's gone out on the full. We're going to have a Brighton free kick with Plenty Phil.
So Plenty has it by the interchange gates right in front of the Brighton coaching staff. We'll send it back towards the railway end, the Hove end.
Look at the crowd there, Phil. Wow.
Oh, the crowd today
Well attended.
has been fantastic. Hopefully they've well behaved. The scoreboard is continuing to tell them to wash their hands regularly, stay home if you're unwell. But of course, Brighton sort of christening their facilities to a bit today, although they did have a game against PSG 2 weeks ago. High kick, and it's going to be a Bombers mark.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Maybe
Yeah,
not.
he knew.
He knew he didn't
Boyle?
quite keep it in. No, that was
not Boyle.
Tarquin Brown.
Yeah, it's quiet today,
And
wasn't
it's
he?
going to be Holzbauer has it. In front of a vacant seat. Wouldn't find too many of those today.
I reckon that's Favoretto again, is it?
No, it's Holzbauer.
Is it?
Yep. Holzbauer just a little bit thinner, and he did turn around and
It
show
is
the
him,
20
yep.
before. Some good right work by that, out of bounds. There's the commentary van, just in case you're wondering. Say hello to everybody. And of course, this is a Sports Interactive filming footy production. We'd like to thank Tony, our great sponsors, catch.com.au, screaming good deals.
And look, there was no one at the back of that pack, and he took it, but he gave it to the young player there. Nice grab there. Harvey got it to Tarquin Brown, and this is what we saw him do. Now, he spent a lot of the time down this end of the ground because he was in the back line last quarter, so he walks back. He's a good size, normally a great kick, so I'm very wary of saying that too much because don't count your chickens before they're hatched. So he's just going to waltz in here, not too far out, but a fair angle as he comes in now. Oh, and
Good
that
kick.
is straight. There you go. That's why you don't put the moz on them before they kick. And Tarquin Brown has scored his first for the day for Brighton.
Was it good off the boot, Tony?
It was very good off the boot, yes. And just on that, here we go again. Nice follow through, lifted the leg. Already knew it was through as he jogged off there. Good to see the Brighton players still come up and around him. Don't forget, whilst they're getting done, yes, they are the top team on the ladder, and that enthusiasm still needs to be there. Don't let the scoreboard...
And there is next week.
Yes, don't let the scoreboard influence the way that you play as a player. So up it comes. Carter, I don't reckon he's lost a tap today, Ben.
He's been fantastic, Carter, all day.
So round it comes. Goodwood grab. Yeah, away you go.
I was going to say he may be in the running for the beanie. He's been a good player today, Carter.
He has. He's just walking through the middle. Look at him now.
You could interview him and ask him about his hairstyle.
I could. Who it's inspired by. There's a chop out across half back. Brighton with the footy.
Oh, play around.
Will they look to switch again? Yes, they do. Oh, that's a dangerous kick, particularly with that man Hughes there. But they've managed to work it out. They've got a few numbers around it here, Brighton. Looking to steady and switch back again. Oh, that's a dangerous kick again.
Oh.
But maybe that's why they're the best team in the comp. They hit targets, back themselves under pressure. So the footy now is with Nerlich. Long kick out. Didn't quite find a target again. Good forward line pressure from Goodwood. Locking the ball up there. They are fantastic at that. They've been great today.
Kicked it there, Ben. That pressure, that ball held up a long time in the air, gave the player time to get there. But it wasn't just one. It attracted a crowd again.
Phil.
So this quarter, the Bombers have kicked 3-1. Goodwood 1-1. Ferreira's got something to say about that. Kick takes a bit of a high bounce. Who can recover? This is Elms. Back to Dempsey. Was he taking a shot? Was he crossing across goal? I'm not totally sure.
Fresh air.
And Reece Slape tries to grab it, and he's taken high and will get the free. Brighton don't know it yet. Slape needs a shepherd. Gets it. Draws the player. Snap on board. By Fraser Goods. I reckon that's the second mid-air shot. I tell you what, we have rugby, lacrosse, Aussie rules football, and a bit of soccer here at the Brighton complex. Watch this.
They didn't know they had the free, did they? Played on.
Well, Brighton didn't know. That was the thing.
Oh.
Was it going to go through anyway?
Yeah, I don't know. That's hard to tell from that angle.
Absolutely, but that's his fourth, so why not?
Jeez. So players walk back now. They're starting a little bit of fatigue creeping into the game. Everyone's just run back now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 6 on 6 back here. So that means 6 on 6 up forward.
Just very quickly, Tony. Scores are starting to rumble in. We'll give you to those post-match. But Fitzroy have won their first game this season.
Well, there we go. And here we go. Tarkin Brown doesn't really get off the ground. Or handballs it. No, he's a left footer, so that's a fair effort. Got to hit a target. Doesn't. And Goodwood Saints have been so good at this all day long. Just taking it over the boundary. We'll see the throw-in. So is Angus Clark there? No, Carter's... Geez, he's gotten around the ground. He's a bit elusive. He's gotten around the ground. They're a long way back here, the ruckman. So, which boundary umpire? He generally makes a distance, this one. So, there's why you stand at the back. Tarkin Brown out of the pack. Kicks, really, we call that the fat side, but there was no lead. Oh, and just crunched. This is the story of Goodwood today. They've been strong back there. Numbers out. Look at them, they're up and about. There's still a player down back there. Vetting, yes, he's popped up now. Just a short chip. They are running, they are streaming in 5s and 6s across the ground, down the ground. He's got a player in the middle here if they want. They've come a little bit wide. Look at this player sprinting out this side because they go around the outside. There they go. 1, they'll go across again. 2, it's got a hit. And there's a player. This player here just absolutely sprinted to get out here. They still haven't got him. Now it's on the half-back flank. Player's still here working his butt off. Take my hat off to you, Reece Slape. And aren't they great sausages? I don't even know whether he's related. Anyway, ball held up on the half-back flank. Possession football, we call this. So players just chipping around. There's another one in the goal square if he wants him. They did this earlier. Now they're coming down the ground. 5 or 6 possessions. Finally to the wing. Guess who? Big Carter goes up. Slape, the sausage man, is there. Doesn't get to him. Down on the ground. Goodwood competing well. 2, 3 players around the ball. Dragged to the ground. Geez, they've got numbers there. Couple of stats, Ben.
We do. Goodwood 10-5 turnovers. Goodwood also 15-4 with the hit-outs. All square with the clearances 6 and 6. Brighton 10-7 inside 50s.
So big Carter there, just in that ruck. He saw to his left, Canisauskas came in, and he just bundled him out of the way, pulled him, did what he wanted, and again, with the ball, Brighton can't quite get it out. It's going to be a throw-in. So let's have a look here. For teams watching the next few weeks and say, well, how do we match up against Carter? So they've had a skinny, athletic guy. Now they've got a guy that can match him body-wise. Let's see what he does. It's going to go to the back. Brighton's favourite, just puts a hand up, but of course, down it comes. This guy, Blessing, has been very good today. Mentioned him. Play on, says the umpy. Is it? No. Calls it back, and the antagonist a little bit earlier, young Adam Beaumont.
You two gentlemen have the job of deciding our dartfish player of the game, so bear that in mind over the next few minutes.
All right, out it comes. Geez, Slate reaching up high. He's done a mountain of work, Ben. He was over here in front of us a minute ago, just leading. A lot of people don't see if you just follow the ball, not the player. Now he's over there running around.
You called it earlier.
He didn't get it.
It's great to see Goodwood haven't given up.
Geez,
such a big lead, but they're still working hard right to the end of the game. That's something that they can really pride themselves on today.
Yep.
Full four-quarter effort.
Throwing now. Brighton brought to ground.
And we'll have another ball up right on centre wing. 24 minutes gone in this fourth quarter. 7-13 to 16-6. Ball goes up. And almost a clearance from Brighton, but intercepted by Goodwood. Spun around in the tackle, ball comes out. Still no clean possession. Both teams scrapping hard here still late in this game. Quick kick towards the Brighton forward line. They've had one fall their way.
Lively.
Great, quick little handball from Harvey. Releases the player, but it still can't quite find a target. And I think we've got a mark there to Goodwood.
He's been good too, this lad. Lachlan Ryan, a couple of times he's done something like that.
He has. Interesting to see if he switches again. No, goes the short kick to the pocket. Finds Slape. Slape another short kick.
Oh dear.
Not a good one though. And Tarkin Brown chips in. Interesting he played on because he just kicked one from there previously. Couldn't find the target. And it's Goodwood now across half back. Quick kick around the body. Again, it's fallen their way.
Jeez.
And they've got a player on here if he can find him. And they've got a poor bounce. That's probably one of their only bad bounces today.
We knew they were on. They had that bounce in the first quarter that set up, I think, their second or third goal. And you thought, ooh, when the bounces are working that way, it might just be your day. And it's proven that way. The Bombers will lose their first game for the season, drop to 5-1. The Saints will even their record at 3-3. And they've got Athelston and Unley coming up. This is the win that really sets up the finals for them. As Duncan is slung around, no free kick. Ends up, strong work by Harrison Boyle. Holtzbauer tries to chase him, couldn't get there, and a beautiful pass. There's been a bit of good precision work from the Bombers, sort of showing their fans that have come out in force what they can do.
Venning.
And Venning's decided, very full forward like to Jared Miller. He's their leading scorer. He won't pass off. He kicks his fourth for the day. And Brighton are narrowing the margin. They go to 8 goals, 13. That is 61. Goodwood are 16-6, 102. That is 41 points. And Goodwood probably just have to be careful the last couple of minutes. Don't give away cheap goals. They're going to need all the percentage they can get in a tight run home for the finals. Tony.
And Phil, imagine picking up the paper tomorrow or listening to our beautiful broadcast tonight, or for the teams out there watching and this score coming through. I know we've got some scores there as well, but for this game to come through, it's going to open up a few eyes around the league, I reckon.
Absolutely. Well, of course, we mentioned Prince Alfred. We're down by about 11 goals, three-quarter time at Payneham.
Wow, up it goes. Carter again, big slap forward on the 45. Around it comes, left-footed Screwy. Doesn't really go to anyone. Big pack forms. Can't get it there with Shane Harvey. Goodwood Saints again at the ball. And Max Duncan, very unassuming, but puts his body over the ball. So once again, I'll just point out, there's a lot of red to the back of this pack, to the left. The Beast hits it to the right, and it falls Goodwood Saints' way. Not quite actually hitting the target was Holtzbauer. Comes up though. Look at the numbers. They attacked the ball, spun around there. Brighton couldn't take a little hack forward to rugby there. And he's followed up there. That's a very good play by Holtzbauer. Umpire calls it. The runner calls it here on the sidelines. Umpire says, I'll ball it up, thank you. 27.5 minutes into the final quarter, a resounding win to Goodwood Saints. Carter just puts it where he wants. Players form towards the ball, but Wellesby spun around this way, that way. Oh, and dropping the ball was Karga. So it becomes a hack kick. 2-on-1. A lot of people on the sidelines saying what the rule is. Tried to push off. You're not dusty, mate, so might have the same number, but you couldn't get away with it. Young Harrison Boyle. And that's the story of the day. Goodwood Saints win another 50-50 ball, and well done as they go backwards. They're practicing now for later in the year. So a kick across goal. They're allowed to get this space. Player sprinting for that. Dempsey was like the first 5 minutes of the game then, Ben.
Absolutely, and it's so good to see how they've turned it around since the last time we saw them, Goodwood. They've been so impressive today.
Good team.
Absolutely. Continuing to switch. They've done that a lot today, and hitting targets. The ball's now across half back. They might just eat up some time.
Max Duncan.
Balls with Duncan.
Yeah.
Again, he's got players on. Kicks it to Blessing. Goes a bit longer now. Had a player by himself, and that's a very good mark. Slate, right on the siren. Just a little bit of a highlight to finish there. A very good grab from young Slate. And a fantastic win to Goodwood.
Certainly was. It's a round of upsets. Don't go anywhere, folks, because we're going to give you scores around the grounds just before 5 o'clock. But here in our match of the day, thanks to catch.com.au screaming good deals, the Goodwood Saints have prevailed 16-6-102 to the Brighton Bombers 8-13, and that is 61. So a 41-point win. It was 10 points to the Saints at quarter time, 20 at half time, 53 at lemon time, and Brighton pegged back a couple. So Ben and Tony, you've worked out your player of the game for Ben to go and chase before they go to the Dangerous?
I thought Carter was fantastic today, and our man Hughes as well was another one with 4 goals. He did a lot up forward. We said he was a player to watch. Who do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think Jacob Hughes for mine. Didn't have a huge last quarter, but he did the volume of the work when the heat was on during the game and really got them going. I really did like Tom Carter, but once again we see a lot of the ruck work, but we don't see the marks around the ground and a lot of that sort of stuff from him. Whereas Hughes, we saw he was a target up forward for them, put his body in. He was good in the midfield. I think he gave us a bit of everything, and he's not the tallest of players, but geez, he can take a strong mark, and really liked his game in the heat of the battle. So for mine, it'd be Jacob Hughes.
I think we're agreed on that. I might go and get him.
Very good. Way you go, and we'll do a bit of a wrap up here, will we, Phil? There was a little bit of byplay at the siren now. I won't say which players and coaches now, but there was just a little bit of words and a few signals being put up by players. I don't think he was ordering one drink or one pie, but a little bit of fun and games there, and I don't think Brighton are too happy with the outcome, but Goodwood Saints, look at them coming off here, and they're very excited. They're up and about, and as I said, were they the imposter earlier on in the year? And have we seen the real the real Goodwood Saints yet?
Well, Ross Trevor and Brighton in successive weeks is a pretty good fortnight. Brighton were coming off a really good fortnight, and there's Ben's getting half the team coming over, and a little bit of feedback saying, "What? He's the best player? That can't be right." Oh dear. Everyone's a critic.
So, Jacob Hughes, great game, mate. Great game. Look at the boys around him. Righto, Ben.
Well, so I've got Jacob Hughes with me here. Mate, 3 in a row for you guys. 2 big scalps in a row. What can you put it down to, the turnaround?
I don't know. We've just really started to click. I think we've got a lot of new blokes, young players in this year, so and with that COVID break, it was a bit hard. So starting to click now. Fitness is getting there. Even though we got a few injuries, we're still going. Still going strong.
And 3-3, that still gives you a sniff at finals?
Yeah, so that's all we can do. We had those first few losses and just rethought and we got to win out really. So keep taking each week as it is.
Absolutely. And you guys have the wood over Brighton. That's 3 wins in a row for them. What do you put that down to?
I don't know. We've done well against them a couple of times. Had a few close games. Today we just ran over them a little bit, but they're a great side, so I'm sure they'll bounce back. They've had a good start. So
And your game today, another 4 after 4 and best on ground last week. Must be happy with your form at the moment.
Yeah, I'm getting a few cheapies over the top, I reckon. So nothing really to it. So just getting a few goals. That's it. Keep doing my thing.
And Big Carter in the ruck. How do you see his performance? Gives you first use most of the time.
Yeah, every week. So first hand at it. So get the cream of the crop every time. So it's good. Good getting under him. So can't do wrong with that.
Yeah. And Athelston next week. Another opportunity for a big win. How do you? What are you looking forward to with them?
Yeah, so I think they've had a rough start to the year, but anything can happen. It's Div 1. You never know what's going to happen. So take it as another tough game and go from there and keep striding to the finals.
Absolutely. Jacob Hughes, thanks for joining us, player of the game. You get the Dartfish beanie. So on a cold day, you might need that one, mate. Thanks for joining us. Thanks.
Well done, mate.
So, Jared, thank you, Ben. Thank you, Jared, and great support there from the Saints teammates wanting to hang around and celebrate with him as they stride off the Brighton Oval, and they'll enjoy the brand new visitors' change rooms. We might take a break for a few minutes, get our thoughts together, get the stats together, get some scores together, and we'll come back and wrap up a big day here and a huge day in the Adelaide Footy League. This is a Sports Interactive Filming Footy production, Match Day Live. One of our great supporters here in the Adelaide Footy League this year is Business Plaza. They do great work helping clubs raise much needed funds. One of those is the Goodwood Saints. Let's hear from Craig Scott.
The Goodwood Saints are going to partner with Business Plaza because of their track record, and also they're a major sponsor of the Adelaide Footy League, and they've brought in big companies like Vodafone and Catch Group. We feel we can better engage with our members and our players through the app, and I encourage you to get on board and become a member of Business Plaza.
Hi guys, well we're joined by Dylan Winning from the Trinity Old Scholars Football Club. Welcome along, Dylan.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for having me.
We're a long way out of the city out here, aren't we?
Yeah, just a bit.
Oh yeah, mate. How long have you been captain of your club?
This is my first year as captain.
Oh, so you haven't? Did you play a trial game at all yet?
Yeah, we had a trial game pretty much a few days before the whole coronavirus took over.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had one, and then
Okay. So you've had to lead them out. You've done one I guess at this point. And,
I've captained a couple of games before. Last year, I was vice captain, so our skip missed a game through a wedding and something else. So I've done it a couple of times.
Bit of experience. That's fantastic. Do you have an expanded leadership group? So captain, vice captain, deputy vice, or a bit more?
So our captain Matthew Brincat.
Yes.
Vice captain we have Matt Rivett and Luke Murphy. And then myself as deputy vice.
So you're going to follow along and learn from these guys.
Hopefully, yeah.
Do you have many meetings, and is the coach in on the meetings with the leadership?
We've got a little Facebook group where we chat pretty regularly. But the coach is in on it. Coach and assistant coach Matty Nelson as well.
Yep, so no secrets there.
No,
fantastic.
No, it's better like that.
How's your club captain selected? Is it the coaches, the players, the committee?
It changes every year, I think. It just depends on what the coach thinks. He thinks if it's up to the players, they want to pick their leadership group. Last year it was players, but this year coach decided to take the top rope and pick the captain.
Well done, well done. So you're doing something correctly there, and you've progressed, as you said, over the last couple of years, a little skinny wingman, and now you've progressed into that leadership role, mate. I think you're doing a great job. What style of captain are you on game day? So the autocratic is lead by example and let's get in and do it, and the democratic one that says, okay, we might have to place this bloke here. What do you blokes reckon? So you're saying more?
I'm kind of leaning between both of them, really. I'd like to give a bit of advice to the coach, seeing out there being on the football field that you can see a little bit more that he can't. But more, I like to take lead on the football field and show my skills and get in and under and help out my teammates, do the 1%ers.
Good.
Yeah.
So this one's interesting. What is your Saturday pre-game meal? So not so much breakfast, but what you might have just before the game, if you do have another meal. Some do, some don't.
I eat breakfast, but that's probably it. Once we get to the game and that, I'll just stick to the Powerade and water and just never been a big eater before a game. So.
And the energy's all right through the day.
Yeah, so I'll do a banana and whatnot. starting to get into mandarins. A few of the lads are doing that, so I do that at half time. But yeah, that's about it.
Oh, well, that's good. It's a bit different to the snakes and everything, so it's a little bit more natural. Fantastic. So then, do you have a pre-game address, and do you give it in the rooms? Do you give one on the field, or do you do both?
So before the game, coach takes it. He does a quick chat, say rah rah rah, and then on field. So I'm 2 minutes before the game. I'd say that's it. We're on here. This is what we're going to do. This is the way we play, and we go from there. And it's just play our role. That's the main thing. Everyone's got a role to play, and you win your own battle, and we go from there.
Yeah, and it's front of mind, isn't it? The last thing they hear from the leader is going to be what's at front of mind.
Yes, exactly.
Very good. So, Steve, what position do you play?
I'm a midfielder.
All right, and how does that affect your communication skills on field with the rest of the team?
I think, obviously he's going to help because, you're in the thick of the action, you're always around the footy, so, at least we've got a few leaders forward and back so they can dictate when you're in the middle of it as well, but because you're around the ball, it sort of helps, I think.
You like shuffling up forward?
I go up forward. The boys love it. Yeah, I definitely not a defender, that's for sure. We had a game where I got on to 9 goals and I got dragged off the field, and I wasn't very happy, so I got back on and tried to kick the 10th for the day, and I got there in the end.
Wow.
I got 10 in the end for the day.
Fantastic.
So that was pretty good.
Jeez. Most intriguing game day superstition from a teammate?
Look, there's not many huge ones, but it has to be a few, and they're generally the full forwards, the blokes that don't do much running. They need to be 10, 15 minutes. They need to be all strapped up at massages before the game. They just, there's so much drama there with the full forwards and their forward pockets, and they just have to be getting a rub down 10, 15 minutes before the game. So no one else can get in there.
What position do you play, Liam?
I play forward pocket, but mostly midfield. So I get to rest in the forward lines, but unfortunately, no, I don't get any rub downs before the game.
And the forwards, with all due respect, they get fed. Your premiership clubs, obviously a lot of, and I saw the scores last year, I don't think you guys lost a game. So they get fed. What are they getting a rub down for? They just got to stand there, hit them on the tip with the ball, and away you go.
Look, I think a bit of leather poisoning is a possibility for some of them. So.
Well, there you go. Throw a few under the bus. Very good. Listen, Stuart, how would you like your captaincy to be remembered by the players down the track?
Regardless of our season, I just like to think in a few years' time they'll remember me as their captain. I enjoyed playing footy for Stu. I've got captains that I remember that way, and I just want them to do the same to me.
Yeah, fantastic. Listen, mate, great interview, and look, best wishes for the season ahead.
Thanks very much.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks to catch.com.au, screaming good deals. We're in the post-game show now. We had an upset, 7th beat 1st. Brighton have incurred their first loss, and the Goodwood Saints season is alive and well. Here are some statistics for Tony and Ben to translate.
So inside 50s, well, we can see there on the screen 12-8. What a turnaround from the third quarter, but it was all too late for Brighton. They did outscore, believe it or not. They did outscore the opposition there. They kicked 4 goals, 1 to 2 goals straight for Goodwood that quarter, but it was all too late, she wrote. Turnovers, Saints would have had more of the ball, so 11-7.
And then we look at the hit-outs, 7-19, so the Saints on top there as well. Tackles, 13-15, pretty close. It was pretty hotly contested, I think. It was great. We called on air. Great to see both teams fight it out. Even a couple of big tackles right up until the last minute of the game there, and a couple of holding the ball decisions. Centre clearances in the last quarter, 2-4.
I'll tell you what else is interesting here. If you look at the next line, the clearances, look at the first half. Brighton had more of the clearances, but were behind on the scoreboard. In the second half, the Saints, Goody Saints, just got over the top of them. Only 1 in the third quarter, but 8-10 in the last quarter. So they really started to dominate. And you found that there were I often called it 2 or 3 players to the ball against one Brighton. So they were really competitive. Tackles inside 50 is normally very telling. Look at their third quarter. 5 times they tackled inside the 50, 1 in the last, and of course free kicks, they sort of balance themselves out. Sometimes you don't notice the umpires. We probably called 2 or 3 times where there might have been something missed or that we might have called, but most of the time umpires were fantastic.
Absolutely. And we talked about that tackles inside 50 on air, didn't we? The forward line pressure of Goodwood Saints today was fantastic. They managed to lock the ball in, give themselves extra opportunities.
Interesting, Brighton, I called it the other week, they only had 3 across-ground switch of play, and today we saw maybe 3 or 4 times. They tend to go to that when they're under pressure, where they will go back pocket, full back, come out the other side. Very rarely have you seen them switch all the way across the ground. I'm not sure why or why not, whatever, but they very rarely do it. Goodwood, on the other hand, chip. There were like 10 or 15 kicks and they probably got 10 metres up the ground. Maintain possession, keep the ball off Brighton, who are very dangerous. If you're going to do it, you need to have very good skills. And I think that was one of your keys, wasn't it?
Absolutely, it was.
In the pre-game, about using the ball and the skills.
And Goodwood did that fantastically well today, didn't they?
And they matched, if not beat them physically. I loved that one.
That was a surprise.
Really did. Yeah. So maybe, as I said, I call it the kryptonite. We're going to discuss that on the show this week, but maybe we've found out what Brighton's kryptonite is. Is that the best Brighton that we can see? Maybe there's a few to come back. Losing Will Rivers, they were down one player after half-time, and he's a very good player, so to lose that one player probably caught them a fair bit. Boyle up forward, not Boyle, Tarquin Brown, I mentioned in the call, normally up forward as a leading player, didn't get used a lot, and very quiet day today.
Absolutely. And Goodwood, so many players across the board just put their hand up. 4 goals. Mentioned off camera, you really like Scott Blessing's game.
Yes, solid player. He matched. I saw there was one collision in the third quarter. 2 players come in, they went bang, and he was the one that got up and kept going. And I thought, there you go, we'll match you, Brighton.
Absolutely.
Match them physically, beat them mentally is what we used to say, and they did that today. Certainly. Yeah,
definitely. And the big men really stood out as well. Tom Carter, obviously, we talked about him a lot on air. He gave them first use all day. But the guy we didn't talk about as much was Angus Clark, as you mentioned, backup ruckman, and to still kick 4 goals.
Yeah.
3 goals.
3.
Fantastic game from him. And we also spoke about just his competitive work.
Yes.
You don't get a stat for, but often he was, 1 on 2, and he'd bring the ball to ground, give the smaller guys an opportunity to lock it in their forward line or have another shot on goal.
And exactly what you've said there, Ben, is that 2 ruckmen, Carter's probably 90% of the time on the ball, and you say to him as a coach, Angus, what can you give us? Can you help us out a bit? Which he does, a chop out in the taps. But geez, up forward and competing, you don't see Carter take too many pack marks and compete like that around the ground, but the other side of it is you do see Angus Clark doing that.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to take the mark, just put your body in and give us a contest, bring it to ground.
Totally agree.
So really good. Who else you got there?
Well, Fraser Goods, I think we saw him just... I think we thought he was a little bit stiff there behind. He did. Everyone wants the beanie, though, Tony.
Oh, well, I can understand.
4 goals from him today. Played a fantastic game. And then a few others, just James Rigwell did some good things with a goal. And Sam Lorb as well kicked 2.
Yeah, he did. He came in loud. He did, yeah. Spoke to him before the game in the warm-up there, and he did very well. We spoke about Anthony Dempsey at times. He kicked goal of the week. We keep saying it last week, but still handy, wasn't he? They're good users of the ball. Jack Carter. So we saw number 1 Jack Carter, number 27 Thomas Edwards, and they were sharing the ball. And number 24 Zach Sanderson 3 or 4 times just chipping the ball across and back, across and back, across and back. Not going forward, but maintain possession. Play keepings off with Brighton is very important.
Absolutely, and the one we haven't even mentioned is Holzbauer. We haven't got him in our best, but he was so electric, particularly in the first half. Maybe sort of faded off a little bit in the end, but really liked his game, and he provides that highlight moment, doesn't he?
Yep, and we're going to go to scores in a moment, Phil, but very quickly for Brighton. For me, the loss of Will Rivers was big. Wellesby was quiet this week. Nigel Osborne, number 5, only kicked 1 goal, but very good player. Really liked. He kept going all day. Jacob Carger, number 7, he's a good, solid player. Probably got matched physically today a fair bit. Wakefield didn't give us a lot in the ruck today, unfortunately. Jay Boyle's good. Jack Plenty, beautiful left foot kick. They didn't get enough help from the other players. I said early on, they spread the load very well. Well, it didn't happen today from Brighton. Ben Tate, very good in the first half and tapered away in the second half. Jared Miller kicked 4, but he tends to be a lot of goals out on his own. He's not been rude to the guy, not been a big work rate inside, but he gets a good go at it outside, and he scores for them, so very well done there. Tarquin Brown tried to be used at both ends, so they robbed Peter to pay Paul with Tarquin Brown. He was outdone there. And Sam Venning, very good in around that 50-metre arc. He's always working. So, look, they'll bounce back, Brighton. They'll learn from it. Was it the loss they needed? Who knows? I tipped them by 35, so I'm a long way off there. Have we seen the real Goodwood now?
Absolutely.
This
and just
is
on
really
Brighton, it
gonna
was good
make
to
it
see them.
interesting.
It will. It was good to see them fight it out and kick 4 in the last quarter.
Yes. You don't let the scoreboard influence you as a player. Your playing traits and so on, and if you're one of the top teams, you certainly don't let that happen. You didn't see them drop their heads. You didn't see them lazily walking to the next contest. And they kept trying to be in it, but Goodwood were too good on the day.
Absolutely.
As someone's little one out here who's crying and carrying on, and that's life. Maybe that's one of the Brighton supporters. So what have we got there, Phil? Are we ready for the scores
we have
yet?
got surprises galore across the Adelaide Footy League.
What have we got?
The A-grade scores are in, thanks to all those who provided those. So Game
wow.
Day Live there, you can see that it was Goodwood by 41. Upset number 1, Adelaide University. 2 upsets in succession. They've gone to Campbelltown and upended Rocks by 29 points.
What's happened to Rocks? That's 2 weeks in a row.
The Rock has been broken.
Port Districts 14-21. They got there the hard way, beating only Jets by 41 points. It was a very close game at halftime between Athelston and St. Peter's. St. Peter's broke it open with 13-22, a 48-point win to Saints, back on the winners' board. And here's upset number 2 for mine, even though the defending premiers beating last year's runners-up. Payneham Norwood Union have beat Prince Alfred 16-6 to 4-9. That, by my calculations, is a 69-point win. What that means is, in terms of the ladder, is we've got ourselves a logjam. Brighton on 10 points, Port District, St. Peter's, Prince Alfred and Payneham all on 4 wins. Ross Trevor drop out on 3.
Wow.
Goodwood Saints also have 3 wins. And you'd have to say only Mercedes, Adelaide Uni with 2 wins have got a fair road to go. Consider that Goodwood Saints have Athelston and Unley their next 2. It's a race in 7. And unless I'm Brighton, I'm not feeling comfortable about my finals options. But that's just Div 1. Ben, you've got some finals, some close ones, including a scare for the league leaders in Div 2.
I do. If we look at Div 2, Broadview, 3-point winners over Sacred Heart. Good result there for them. Seaton Ramblers, 12-point winners over Scotch. Glenunga lost to Henley by 4 points. And then we go down to Div 3. The 2 results we've got there. Edwardstown, 2-point winners over Gazer. And then Modbury, 29-point winners over Plimpton.
There's some close results there, Tony.
Edwardstown new coach today. I don't know who it is, but 2-point winners over Gazer, so they'd be happy with that.
Happy with his win-loss record as well.
Tony, I don't think we've got any Div 7, but you've got a couple of Div 4s, including the league leaders, given another scare.
So Morphy Park, 22-point win over Kilburn, 7-10 they kicked there. Not big scores. Pembroke, 1 point over Jeppies, hey? And Jeppies were up at half-time. And Mitcham, 8-point winners. They're still going along now over Walkerville. Both teams had won 3 and lost 2. And at home, Mitcham got up very close at those Division 4 teams. 8-point winners. So, yeah, very interesting, and we'll keep an eye out for our Division 7 scores when they come in.
Waiting for any stop press scores to give you straight away. Can tell you in 9 News Division 5, Colonel Light Gardens beat Eastern Park by 18 points, so Colonel Light go to 5-1. Fitzroy are on the winners' board. They defeated Rosewater by 56 points. They'll be singing and partying down at Fitzroy. Tony, you'll get no sleep tonight. Meanwhile, Lockleys were only ahead by 3 points, or trailed by 3 points at half-time. They steadied. They beat Salisbury by 28. The Demons of Lockleys are 6 and zip. And a couple from Div 6, Powerade Division 6, St Paul's, 2 losses in succession.
Oh, no.
Going down to Blackfriars by 36 points. And Para Hills, who were dead solitary last without a win, went to Mawson Lakes and won by 82 points. Wow. As you do when you're winless after 5 games. 17-10, 112. Mawson Lakes 2-18-30. A crazy, crazy, crazy day in the Adelaide Footy League.
Upsets.
How good is the Adelaide Footy League?
The catch of the week is going to be chock-a-block.
So how many teams are undefeated now?
Well, we started with 7.
You had it the other day, yeah.
So what have we got? Brighton are gone.
Jeez.
Henley are still. I don't know about Golden Grove. Lockleys are still. Don't know about Hectorville. So we've lost 2 in Brighton and Brahma Lodge. Not sure about a couple. Look, that's just about it. 6 rounds done. We're 3 matches to the finals. Next week in the ODR Division 1, a split round. Goodwood hosting Athelston. You'd think Ben Goodwood, but who knows?
Absolutely.
3 wins in a row for Goodwood.
It could.
Well, they are 3 in a row.
4.
That would make it 4.
4, sorry. Yes.
And still in the hunt for finals.
Oh, geez. Oh, well, are they ever?
At Adelaide Uni, suddenly the Giant Killers host league leaders Brighton.
30 scoring shots today, by the way.
Yeah, so Brighton can't take anything. Our broadcast game will be Port Districts and Rocks, which by my calculations is 4th versus 6th, a mini-final a couple of weeks out. St Peter's, Payneham Norwood Union, Princes and Unley have the week off. Want to thank our sponsors, catch.com.au, Dartfish, Interchanger and Business Plazas. Thanks to all our behind-the-scenes team, John Douglas, Alejandro, Brody, Liam on the cameras, Lockie with all the Dartfish stats, Ben Tippett, my man, banjo rider and commentator.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Beers on you.
Absolutely. Am I back on the boundary next week? Is Jacko back?
Well, will Jacko be coming back?
Well,
will he be let back? Will he get back across the border? Stay tuned.
We might see what we can organise.
Stay tuned where his assignment sent him. So thank you so much, mate. Welcome
Thanks
aboard.
for having me.
Tony Neal, thank you for all your erstwhile input.
Thank you, Phil. Listen, very quickly, folks, we've got so much going on with the Adelaide Footy League. We're, 3 or 4 rounds out from the finals now. The other thing, Phil, it's so important. People get on there and vote. The ovals.
Yes.
We're getting down, the teams out here are doing a great job and we're getting down to who's going to play in finals or not. And we've got the same thing with the ovals, Phil. I love that segment. So get on to us this week.
That's right. The Sweet 16, we've got about this time next week the voting closes. Get onto the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page or review from our club room. A reminder, Behind the Post covering all of that will be out next Wednesday night. Our next broadcast game, folks. Between the posts, sorry. Our next broadcast game, Port District are hosting Ross Trevor Old Collegians from 2 o'clock. But today, it was the Goodwood Saints marching in 16-6-102 to Brighton 8-13-61, a 40-point win to a 41-point win to Goodwood. From the Sports Interactive and Filming Footy team, good night from Brighton Oval.